you. Why are you standing there in plain sight? You need to hide. This place is not safe for the likes of you, especially after dark. Ah, I can see by your confused expression that you do not fully comprehend the danger you are in. Perhaps you thought to enter here and find some amusement. But you picked a poor night to come visiting, my friends. It was a night just like this that it happened. The man who lived here went stark raving mad. They say he dispatched his entire family. Sometimes you can still hear the faint echo of their screams in the dark. His spirit now haunts this place, looking for others to dispatch. He's out there, watching you from the shadows, creeping ever closer. Come here. You can hide with me. I'll keep you safe and sound. Dispatched his entire family. Sometimes you can still hear the faint echo of their screams in the dark. His spirit now haunts this place, looking for others to...
Boom. Did I get it? You can't test. You can't put testing there, dude. You got it. I fixed it. Fixed it. Well, everybody, after a lot of fighting and arguing with the machine, we have figured out that the machine overlords always lose at the end. Hail democracy. If you've been playing Helldivers 2, you know what that is. Yeah, as Drew says, because the house always wins. I actually think it's because the house hates you, if we're being correct. Thank you for joining us. We'll be starting here shortly. Don't worry about the timer. We're not going to do the full time that's on here. We are just making things function so we can have the best show possible. If you're new to the show, go ahead and join our Discord if you're looking to play some Ethauntia yourself. We run living Ethauntia games between 3 to 5 times a month. On top of that, it's a good community if you're just looking for people to talk video games and tabletop games. If you're watching this later in life, check the chat. It's in there. And fuck you if you come in and you're a bot. I've already deleted 3 of you this week. Streamloot cards are a good way to help support. People have been using these in the background right now. This group has 60 days of downtime that they're spending all of their lovely gales and squalls. And I can tell you that I have not seen this group buy this many formulas in a game, maybe ever. We did a bunch of updates as well during our secret time to the HQ. Those will slowly roll out over the episode. But get ready. The group has done something during secret time that may change the course and direction of the show. See you guys in about 5 minutes. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. We did a full 60 days of downtime and a small secret time afterwards where this group has found out that large dragon skull that Burke reclaimed out of a burning building as they were fleeing from Mathala's fiery funeral that it was putting into effect in the southern forest. They survived. They believed it to be a black dragon skull. Found out it wasn't. It's actually a red dragon skull. And it has magic that just kind of draws fire to it. They noticed it on the walk home, and during the 60 days of downtime, that first week, while they're waiting for Mr. Tenwick to get back with all the wonderful pieces that he has, they decided we should test it and see how it works. They started with candlelight. They started with some magic from Burke. And between three of them, they went, let's just see what happens when we take it to the airship. And they did. And that airship has been burning since it crashed episode 1. It has never stopped burning until now. The fire has been snuffed out, and the camera pans over a dragon skull with black edged and red scales growing over this black fatalis skull. It's only grown up to about the front of the eyes and stopped after they did that. Now, somewhere in the outpost, they have this thing hung, hidden. Shit, I don't know. That's up to the group. But now, a huge snowstorm has rolled in over the last 60 days. And they've been confined to the outpost with Tenwick being the only visitor. And no one really asks how he gets there. He's always covered in snow, big snowshoes on and up, but always makes it. He delivered all of the gear that they needed. He delivered all of their lovely formulas to build so that while they are cooped up for 60 days, this group does get to kind of work on things. At least the outpost is large. They shouldn't drive each other too mad, right? Right? Well, we'll see how well it all actually went right after the start. Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Thank you, by the way, for showing up after me posting that in Discord. Really kind of you to show up. We got it. It just took a lot of remarriage of the two. They divorced 5 times. That's what happened. We did everything we could. It finally works. Didn't work yesterday. I don't know what the fuck was causing it, but it was a random crash. So we're good now. I'll keep an eye on it, and I do agree. YouTube be like that. YouTube do be like that. But it lets me stream in a higher resolution.
What happened is YouTube served up divorce papers with a shotgun.
Oh, that is true. That is true. That did happen on the other show. For those who missed the not last episode, but the episode before, that is what happened for the divorce. It was a shotgun divorce, not a wedding, a divorce. For those who are new to the show, this is a tabletop RPG show. We're playing PF2 in Ethauntia, a world of soul punk Victorian horror. My lovely cast has had 60 days of in-game downtime, but only 1 week to prepare for it. They have went through it and bought as many things as they could. Don't forget there are blueprint cards. When you guys are buying all your blueprints, there were blueprint cards you could use to get those for free. I don't know if you guys looked at those, so that is something you could do as well. Oh shit. Yeah.
I just remembered something.
Well, I knew about the blueprints, but I didn't know if we wanted to save them for like bigger ticket uncommon items.
There's 4 uncommons. That's true, but you could, if you can get that magical bag, that'll be one of those times, because here you go. Get me this uncommon if you can find it, and you can just use the card, so he's not looking for it.
You mentioned it was rare, so I didn't wanna.
It is rare, but if he finds it,
yeah,
you can use the uncommon card for it. With that, everybody, it has stopped snowing in Ethauntia. We have passed the months that we are used to playing in. I feel like we play October through December in most of our games, to be honest with you. I feel like there's no happy times. And my brain, as the designer for this, was like, how do I make spring not happy? It's very simple.
Mud.
Truth. Mud. That's a train feature. But no, when everyone's been cooped up, speaking of like COVID stuff, when everyone's cooped up and got back out, no one remembers how to deal with each other very well. They're really bad at it.
Oh no.
Yeah, social influence is really bad. So this is the month. This is the month of spite in Ethauntia. That is literally the name of the month. With the grieving done, it becomes time to seek recompense. Most followers of the true faith seek to speak with their fallen in order to learn how, like as in how they died. During the month of spite, when all the snow and everything's done, right, they may set it upon themselves to go out and basically find who killed their significant other or family member or friend member. So it is a month of spite when everyone can finally get out of the house and take care of all of the trash talk that has happened. And I'm just kidding, that's real life. To take care of the deaths in the family and friends and things like that that have happened. So this is that month. And with that said, in our last episode, we finally met one of the family members. We haven't met any family members outside of the cast. So we got to meet one of the siblings' lovely family members. Lovely, is that the right word?
No, that is not the right word.
You don't think she's lovely?
I think at one point I thought she was lovely, but now she is not.
Would you say that's definitely one person's fault?
Well, actually, you know what? No, hang on, because we actually don't even know if that's actually her, because she didn't respond.
She talked a little bit at one point, but you are correct. We don't actually know.
Don't know for sure.
So here is the person in question for the audience to see. Played by... Who is it? Millie Bobby Brown? What is it?
Bobby Brown.
Mm-hmm. Every time I say her name, I feel like it's a rap song. Or a rap artist. Like, just the way it flows. So, this is your lovely sister. A dwarven... wasn't she a death warden? Or death guard or something like that, you said? Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's got one glowing eye. That is new. That's what it is.
The glowing eye, yeah.
One glowing eye is new. She had some people with her. Don't seem normal. Nothing about it seems right. So as spring rolls around, we have a few things. Now, I planned for all 3, depending on how the group wants to handle the show. That's how we do stuff here. We have a very kind of open thing. Sometimes we have plans, but most of the time I let the players kind of choose their path. So I want to know, between all the crafting, everything that has happened, Tenwick has come back twice, dropped everything off. You all have been getting your things together for the new season to come out. The snow is melted. You're able to kind of see the airship now. Is the group looking to investigate the airship? Go look for the face of the mayor on your Galafel friend? For those who don't know, the Galafel is a cryptid very similar to Jeepers Creepers, as we've said. And he's piecing himself together. And he has pieces of their friend from inside the darkest house. And he also has the mayor's face. What was that?
Just everything you just said, like that entire sentence is just horrible.
It is horrible.
They have pieces of your friend. They've got the mayor's face.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I made a horror movie.
This sounds like a bad breakup song somehow. I'll have to think on it.
Did The Weeknd write this?
Yes.
wow.
Yes.
Yeah, it's somewhere between that and Kesh's
In a country song?
Head's laser shine. Like,
It's between that.
video with James Vanderbeek.
That was amazing. No, it's between that and a country song. Let's be real.
A whole album by Baylor Swift.
Baylor Swift,
Is the album called The Month of Spite?
Yes, yes,
Oh.
it is.
My God.
Yes, it is. It is.
Is
Month of
Is
Spite.
that
Album
her newest
cover art.
era?
New T-shirt.
It's the new
Taylor
T Swift
Swift.
era. She's off her label. She's no longer on the layer of the Nine Hells. She's in her own label now.
But she's serving face.
She's
if
serving
she's
face.
a
She's serving
Galafel.
face. So, with that, does the group want to investigate the airship for the show? Or are you interested in tracking down the Galafel? And I do have some information about the Galafel as well that I'm going to pass before you make your decision. Or do you want to seek out your sister and the rumor of the mile-long trail of people entering a temple to the south in the plateaus? They believe it to be followers of some keeper. You all have a pretty damn good guess what's going on. Since a group of them left the airship when your sister raised them and then walked with them heading south out of the plateaus. So I will say halfway through your 60 days, you have a lot of things you're doing, but you can take like a day to do some research if you need. The rumors on it are true. Everything Tenwick said, he says, I haven't been traveling south. There's a ton of monsters that have been showing up. And with that, they've mostly been undead or aberrational, so I've stayed out of there. Plus, the snow is real thick through there. They ain't no well-traveled trails. You've also heard about Merrifield disappearing for a week and coming back. Hasn't left since it showed up. No one understands how it works. Anytime anyone asks, people are like, oh, we don't know. We went to sleep and we woke up somewhere else, which is kind of how it goes. There has been rumors also that the Galafel has been seen in the Three Sisters over the 60 days, shopping for like gear, not like harming anybody, but like buying like potatoes and buying like a backpack for travel and buying flint and steel. But then when people get a good close look at them, the face is like stretched weird, and unless they know what the mayor looks like, it is disturbing to say the least, because the eyes are goat-like. They're not human.
It's like looking in a funhouse mirror with contacts on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after the winter, subsided, you'll be able to go out. But if there's any research on site with all of the new stuff that you have, because our group went ham and bought a whole bunch of stuff for their HQ. I'm gonna have to make a separate HQ, I think, document for our group. Like, I'll make one for the outpost maybe, or we'll put it in the outpost area, because your upgrades, looking at the upgrade list here for the facilities. Oh, I did put it here. This is the upgrades for Tarnovan. You upgraded, correct me if I'm wrong, it was 3 workshops?
Yes.
Because you guys are nuts. The fuck you need 3 workshops for, but okay.
This episode, apparently.
No, yeah, right? So, yeah, you built workshops for sanity. for sanity.
Oh my god! Just nose to the grindstone. Don't worry about the
Don't talk to me.
fucking.
So alchemical workshop, a firearms workshop, a weaponsmithing workshop, right? That all got added. And then you went back with the extra money that came in from 1,000 Gale card that was played for the botanical garden and the butterfly room.
Thanks, Katie.
Yes.
So the butterfly house is an annex that gives you some bonuses. It costs 200 Gales. A player character who spends 1 week in the botanical garden can recover 2 ability score points to like an intelligence, wisdom, charisma, which is cool. You have the botanical garden, which allows you to spend a night in it and remove a curse or poison of levels 1 through 3. That can be upgraded.
Wow.
Dope.
So you can rest in the botanical garden. If you slumber in there between like herbs that you can treat yourself, the natural fauna that is in there, or flora that is in there, you're able to remove most curses. Basically, it gives you a new save, even if you should not get one. You got a lot of crafting, which just gives you bonuses. So, and you bought no new libraries, but we have a fuck ton of library options right now. Is there anything with the rumors, the airship burning out, and the line of undead to a weird temple in the middle of fucking nowhere? Is there any research in the old books you have here during the 60 days that maybe you want to do?
Oh yeah.
What would you like to do?
Yeah.
What would you like to do there?
I think I would like to do some research on Dwarven lore, specifically looking for information on like the followers of Golthok that may be Dwarven, Duergar, so on and so forth.
Oh, well, that would be old. It wouldn't be anything new, obviously, because you're not like you got updated internet. Like, okay. It would be old books on it. But I will tell you that Wilcuff, because Wilcuff has been in enough episodes, he deserved an entire character sheet.
Yay, buddy!
So he is now got a full character sheet, and he is more than willing to help out. And Wilcuff, over the 60 days, here's what I'll let you know about him that he openly kind of shares. Being friendly. He has a couple of good skills. His heritage is he's a Duergar, obviously. He is a pickpocket by trade. He works for a ruffian racket. His background was he was technically a poacher. He quit, but he still has that as his background. When he quit, he never says.
Okay.
He is an experienced smuggler. He has monster scavenger. And the thing you're going to like the most is he has the ability to force the true name out of somebody with revealed true name.
Ooh.
And he has a lot of information on Dwarven lore. So,
awesome.
If you're going to do research, he would be happy to help you with it.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. I will roll to aid you. I do aid. It provides a +1 to you. Wilcuff is now a puppet. So when he's next to you, one hand is separated, holding the book up in front of you. And it follows you so you can research in the place with the book following you versus having to walk around and track it.
Fantastic. That sounds great. Awesome. So I rolled a 22.
Okay.
Was that a critical aid or just?
It is not, just regular.
Okay, so 23. That's pretty decent.
Yeah. You know that the Golthok originally, they believe, comes from somewhere in the stars. That's the theory behind him. But after a lot of research, most followers are from the below.
Okay.
Of Golthok. And they're disciples and followers and cultists of this keeper of Golthok. They are very infrequent, but the first known follower was from the clanless that you are currently working with. They have been clanless pre-sundering. Wilcuff thought they became clanless because of the sundering.
Interesting. Okay.
So they are the first Dwarven clan that is recorded that you have seen that was ousted pre-sundering.
Interesting.
And they didn't become Duragar until that happened, because the tides are what changed a lot of the dwarfs that locked themselves away. So, very dangerous thing to research. And he is a little shook about it, but not horribly. He's like, I always knew my family wasn't normal. But I will say, it's nice to know that it isn't just me that feels a draw anytime I'm near those things. Not now, actually. I don't feel. Yeah, where we were traveling and researching and looking, there are a lot of these weird skin-like bloated moving sacks in the below. We did our best to avoid them. They consumed some of our clan. We encountered them later. They weren't quite right. They were growing tendrils and weird arms and just distended guts and chest cavities. It wasn't good.
Uh-huh.
But I think the draw must be part of maybe our bloodline or lineage, or maybe because we're all technically changed by the tides. Because deep in the mountains are the only places affected by the tides out here. You're up high, you're safe. They haven't found their way up into the river valleys up here yet, at least. So he could, a little bit. It looks like it's tied to them somehow.
I've got a weird question.
When is one question in the show not weird?
That's so true. Would it be possible to draw a? Oh no, he's wooden. I was gonna ask to draw a sample of his blood.
He doesn't have any anymore.
Yeah. Damn it. Oh, okay.
Yep. No blood sample left. The skin's real. It's leather now, though, but it is his skin.
That's comforting.
Not really. Not really. Darkest house, man.
Yeah, I know.
Anything else research-wise you want to do before we get into the springtime?
I will say I forgot to add some things to the list. I'm going to spend 25 more Dales and 2 uncommon formula cards.
For what?
Snare formulas for level 4.
Are they uncommon?
2 of them are uncommon.
Okay. I was saying, because if they're common, I wouldn't waste them. That's what I was going to say. As
no,
long as they're not healing, you or tied to like evocation magics, you're totally fine.
I'll double check that.
I don't. Most snares that I can think of are, unless they're magical snares. Yeah, dude, do it up. I would. So those are both from serving hands. We'll spend those, leaving 2 behind. With that, any other research? Any other questions? Is there anything you would have asked Tenwick when he's there? He's really your only contact that visits. The mayor is always here. You see her more at night than you do during the day. I don't know if Maria gives a rundown at all on her her inclinations on what the mayor is and what's going on.
Say it out loud.
If you want it to be public for the audience or not. That's really what this comes down to, Kelly. Do you want the audience to know? I mean, it was at the end of the show, but if they didn't watch it, they won't know.
Yeah, I think maybe at the
Well, they will now.
we'll let it come out through story.
Okay. Did you tell your members in the outpost at some point?
Well,
That's a new crypto card.
last week I told Drew and Todd via secret time.
Okay.
I'll fill Allie in later.
All right, cool. So
she doesn't need to know.
It's not bad. It's.
You don't want her to know. That's what she's
I mean,
really saying.
she
don't
may not want to know, but
Okay. So no other real big research stuff during that time frame. Everyone else is kind of crafting and making stuff.
I would. Oh,
you go ahead. Go ahead, Allie.
Okay.
I'm still thinking.
Okay, for sure. I think that I'm going to make a note that I am going to make it kind of a personal goal of Georgia's on the back burner to try to recover Wilcuff's previous body if we're ever back in the house. So that being said, I would like to see if we can do any research on.
Oh, there's no previous
the
body, he says.
Hithersporn house?
There's no previous body.
No.
No. Everything is replaced. I still have organs inside and things, but they're all wood now. And he like opens like a panel, and it's all lacquered and stained wooden organs, where his old ones were.
He just
He
opens
also
it
had the
up.
panel beforehand.
It's a panel, yeah. Man hasn't taken his shirt off around anyway. We've been traveling in the fucking snow.
So does he look like a puppet you'd find in like a surgery?
Kind of, if it was all different woods. Yes.
Operation?
Yes, like an operation.
Just walking operation game.
His operation.
So
No, I'm
he
talking about like the
No, I know.
plastic like bus that you could take the things out
Yes,
of.
yeah, but
grade school.
it's like a square panel with wooden hinges that he can open up, that the leather's stitched around to hold it in place. It's masterfully made. I mean, at a distance, he looks like a real boy.
Wow.
Okay, so I can use
Okay.
esoteric
we all-
for creatures of any type.
Mm-hmm. Of course you
Now
can.
that we've leveled, well, I'm actually reading it from
Yeah, of course you can.
page. Now that we've leveled and we were like, well, shit, this thing has the mayor's face now in addition to our friend's hand,
Yep,
hand
and leg.
And leg.
Yep.
Um,
And you're getting rumors about it trying to act human.
So we know that eventually it's like trying to become human. I guess.
It's Monday show. Detroit.
Yeah. I guess because of what the mayor told us about, like, kind of what happened and how she just woke up and didn't have the face and there was like nothing around.
Yep.
I guess I'd like to try and do a roll to see, like, because we have the new information, like, would it be possible for them to do this without assistance? Like, do they have that type of skill set where when they're the goat form, they can just kind of phase in and out?
Like, disappear, you mean?
Well, not disappear, but, like, be able to get that close to someone with these types of protections.
Knowing what you know?
So I want to roll to see if I can figure that
Yeah,
part out.
you could give me a roll.
I know it'll be hard, but...
He falls under cryptid lore. I don't have any cryptid lore from them. So no one can really assist you. You do have the library. I don't know if our library has cryptid in it, but it has Galafel in it, I think.
No, library has Golthok.
Golthok, yeah, I know. So none of that either. So just regular roll for you.
Yeah, so I'll do regular roll.
Okay.
And I'm going to drop it in my lap because of course I am.
Hey, man, that's where things belong, right?
Right. I got a 15.
Happy with
I rolled
it?
poorly.
Is it patch it early? Is it superstition time?
Let me see.
Maria Burke.
Superstition.
Just writing down for patches here. Georgia. And Richter. I don't really know of one we can lean into. It probably have to be a new one. At least looking at the ones that previously existed. Does anybody else here could think of one? But...
I have one, but it might be... Well, I think it'd definitely be dangerous if we were, like, in normal Ethauntia areas. I don't know how dangerous it would be in Moldavia. But one of my superstitions I came up with was splash a bit of water on yourself on a loved one for good luck.
Oh.
Because
like blessing yourself almost?
Kinda, yeah, because the water in
true faith?
Moldavia is not... Well, no, because the water in Moldavia hasn't been touched as much by the dark tides.
No, but I mean, I guess in like Kadra, it would be
Yes.
like truth water. Like it would be like the good
Right.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Splash water on yourself for good luck.
Yeah.
Ash. Water.
Should you
be
say yourself and a loved one, or
Yeah.
just
Or
yourself?
yourself or a loved one.
Got it.
yourself.
So you can't, like, splash it on just, like, a random
Enemies.
ass person or anything like
Yeah,
that.
you can't walk up and just
Has to be
Hail Mary
you care
somebody.
about.
Right.
Excuse me, can I bless you?
All right,
Thanks for helping
I'm
me.
down for that. Go ahead, re-roll. Get your superstition. I will put a circle there for the first time that is done, and I will put that it is
That was better. That's a dirty 20.
So they can't phase, but they do seem to be, the more human they look, the easier it is for them to get into places unnoticed. Your guess is they are very good at either mimicry or moving like a human when necessary in short spurts, like duplicating their movements. A classic cryptid, like if it moves and it calls out to you, you probably shouldn't respond. That kind of feel. But as for like phasing or doing anything, no, not that you know of. Now, he may have been wearing somebody else's face that could get close to her place she was sleeping.
Or because there were like 4 or 5 of them, maybe like some of the other ones that were higher level.
Or
may
he
have
killed
helped.
one of them and took it.
Mm-hmm.
All those possibilities. I don't know if they have communal face sharing, but
No, I know, but because we ran into like the 2 of them.
right,
and,
no, I know, yeah. Communal face sharing sounds like a horrible way to go. I'll put down your name for that. But it's feasible he got in by wearing somebody else or acting human, which is exactly what he's doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you're not sharing this information with the mayor. Assume she already has it, kind of feel.
I think I would share it, but I would say like you probably already know this, and then I would say, because I think I had mentioned like I'm not sure if they have communal face sharing.
Well, we lost one of our affluential helpers at the manor. He was sick the week running up to my issue. She kind of goes like this across the veil. She goes, but I don't
Spacement.
think that he would have been involved. No one said anything about him moving about. But I mean, it is Moldavia, and weird things do happen out here. Anything could have been a problem, but no knowledge of weird moving shadows or people out of place. I can't think of anything directly.
After that week, so he's the person is, I'm assuming, gone now.
They pulled through at the end. But they're older. I mean, usually pushing their 70s right now.
Aren't we all?
Or aren't we all? No, Burke. No, we're not.
What is time?
Okay, so then I can't look into it now, but maybe instead of communal face sharing, maybe they're able to take parts and then put them back on the person they got them from.
Maybe. What is the name of your friend that you lost to these creatures?
His name was Johan.
Johan. Let me see if
I'm
I
still
can...
I'm still working on getting that moth for you. That
No,
would have
no,
been
no.
Another thing I would have done during the downtime, actually, is I would have tried to get that moth.
Well, as soon as you guys built the butterfly house, you could just get one there.
Okay.
Because it's not that special. You just would have had to go find one. But when you guys stock that, I would say you'd be able to get one from there.
Okay, then yeah, at that point I'd be
An
like,
all
well,
black one?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's one of the
Cool.
reasons I didn't tell you guys, because I didn't want it to be like, in case Erik was like, no. But that was one of the reasons I wanted to get the butterfly garden.
So we had 2 cryptozoologist things played. I'm going to fill 4 of 6 on one of the clocks here for possible things that'll happen. A cryptozoologist is the card that we have that is the chance that a cryptid is spotted. Could be one that's already been on the show or could be a new one. With that said, anything else before we decide what direction we want to go? Oh, look, Allie played another one. She's evil. She's trying to fuck up the show on her own.
What?
She just wants Mothman to show up so she can hug him.
That's a
all.
bad
So she could
idea.
propose.
It's a very bad idea. I didn't say it was a good... Eric, it's Allie. I did not say it was a good idea. I
That's
said
true.
she has an idea.
She has an idea about seeing her cryptid
You said
friends.
No, you said it's not always a bad thing, so I'm
I
like, okay.
Did say that. Audience, can you roll me a d10 that fills the clock?
God damn it. Wait, she only played 1. I thought you said 4 out of 6.
Yeah, they fill 2.
Yeah.
They're considered a crit.
Oh, I didn't know that part. Can I have it back? I'd like that card back.
Slack.
Sorry, I marked it in ink. It's permanent now. We get a
It's
D10.
okay.
D10 in chat. Okay, serving hands. While that's going on, anyone else
5.
Okay,
doing
so
anything?
I'm sorry, I hate to backtrack. My brain's finally catching up a little
do it.
bit. So,
So you're operating on normal people time now. Great, Kelly.
sorry. So when a more powerful Galafel ends up like succeeding in their task of like getting all their parts that they need, then do they become that person?
You don't know.
Is that the assumption anyway?
That's the good
That we were-
assumption.
That's the good assumption. Okay, I'm wondering then. I ask the mayor, and this might be a pipe dream or a long shot. I ask her, like, this older gentleman pushing his 70s, did he have like bouts of like falling ill or like rashes or something on his body?
No, just bad dreams.
Just
He
bad
he
dreams.
is a seer that we use quite frequently out here, and she says it like every community has one that they trust.
Okay, because I was just wondering. I mean, if he just
out here.
if he just fell ill, then that's unfortunate. But I was almost wondering if maybe a Galafel had finalized their transformation and maybe took his place.
No,
Does he grind his
That's-
teeth when he sleeps?
That's why I was asking.
no, not.
Sorry, I'm just trying to
but
think
I-
of like ways that they could have gotten in.
A very astute assumption, Maria. I just don't know if that could be true. I don't study cryptids the way that you and your outpost does. And the gentleman who ran this Raimundo beforehand, this was a spirit lodge. It was made to garner and gather the spirits of the dead throughout the plateaus and give us a place to let them have rest until homes were found. Like, as she's saying this, like, lights, eyes glow, and, like, fucking animals, and...
Yeah,
like,
all
oh, yeah,
the fucking
that's
things
right.
that were glowing during the haunt. Yeah.
Mhm.
Great.
I don't mean to. I mean, I am prying, but it's not to like. It's in an effort to help you or anyone from your staff, because I know she brought the 2 people with her. I don't say that I saw them or whatever, but I'm like, anyone on your staff, did they remember? Like, did they overhear him talking like in his nightmares about anything?
None of the helpers that I know about his speech. He's a very private man. His visions can be very dangerous to people. So he sleeps in his own room. He has a bell in case anything is needed. But his voice carries weight, soothing and harm. And you don't want to be around for the dreams when that happens. If it's something he's having a vision, it could be detrimental to those nearby.
Okay. Just because between the airship crash and some of the things that we've witnessed, mentions of a keeper, I don't know if maybe he was getting interference from that, and if that might be related to the Galafel. And like, I guess like in the background, like when Maria's crafting potions, you just see like.
Yep. She's like, I don't have a good answer to that for you. And I won't be back home until the snowfall. Or if you think you can find this Galafel, I will wait here until procurement can be had.
Okay. I'm sorry, I
Also,
just-
check your messages, Kelly, Discord.
Okay.
That's the clue.
Okay.
So if you don't mind, I'm gonna make some tea and go back to my research on the Darkest House to be able to help you the hither sworn manner, in case you need to go back in. And then, if you need me, I will be in my study downstairs. Thank you again for letting me stay at the outpost and not have to stay at that drab a cold, wind-borne room in the back of the home. And she wanders back to where she's staying. So over the course of those 60, any other deep research things need to be done, because I know most people are crafting, recovering, just fucking relaxing because you guys have been out for weeks doing shit. Is anyone else doing anything research oriented that's pertinent?
I mean, if we have the ability, I would still like to research Hither's Farmhouse. Did I say that right?
Hithersworn, yeah. This would be, you don't have any books on it in the library. This would just be a basic knowledge check. You could talk to her about it, but she only knows the basics. It was a haunted manor that is in Wolflock Valley that they would send people there for as a trial, most of the time to prove your magical connections, your ability to be a mancer. Kind of like a rite of passage out there. You would go into Hithersworn, stay the night, come out. And if you came out different, you were considered kind of like an empowered, important person.
Huh.
Those who played the game know that's not at all how that went. It was quite the fucking mindset.
Okay.
But there's no role you could really make. One, you need to be a master for Hithersworn, other than the basic information I just gave you. Like in history specifically. Society would get you some of it too, but again, you would have to be a master to get any more information than that.
On what lore specifically?
History, or, well, if you had one specifically about Hithersworn, if you had like lore Hithersworn. But if you have history or you have society, you would have to be a master in that skill to get any more info.
Is history in society? I can't
Correct.
remember.
Correct.
Yes.
But there are some feats that are specifically for history. That's why I'm saying that, just in case you have something that covers it. Oddity lore doesn't count, Voss.
Well,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm not there.
So there's nothing else really that would be accessible knowledge right now. Maybe go to a bigger library. Maybe if you went to Wolflock, if you wanted to travel to Wolflock in downtime. By the way, it's very far. Get an airship. That's about it. Until the week of, when it starts, the snow starts to melt. I will say once the snow melts, the mayor does go out once in a while and goes for walks at night. Things like that. She, a little ways from the house, sets up a small pup tent. It's vertically tall, like an old style one with a hole in the middle so smoke could go out. She can have a fire in the middle, and you can hear her maybe chanting or something out there. And she comes back in afterwards. Nothing ever happens. There's no like crazy magic in the sky or anything, but it's almost like a prayer tent is what it seems to be. And she comes back. But you do have moments away from her, but she doesn't do it until spring happens. When spring happens, the snow melts, and it is going to be muddy for about the entire month of Spite. There's just so much snow from the 60 days of snowstorm already being in the mountains, and it melting and filling the valleys, and the riverbeds that were shallow or even gone during the winter months or frozen now become really treacherous, like enough to where you kind of wish snow was still around. Because now you got to cross gaps, or you have to skirt the mud, and you can't go near cliff edges without maybe it giving away and slipping. You're checking for areas that are rocky outcroppings instead of mud. But this is the time when trail guides and people like Regdur, like, this is where they shine, because they know the spots that are dangerous on the walking paths. They know the spots that you can use bridges that are good through the winter, that are repaired, and not that kind of general knowledge. With that, the fire is gone. You can see some of the airship. It's very odd looking. People start coming to the outpost a little more on their way back out to start hunting in the spring. So you get a good travel of rumors and people through the outpost. That back room gets used, and behind the building next to the cliffside, people do set up tents to stay in and use the outpost kitchen and things like that. You realize what was your kind of lodge to hang out in really is an outpost for people during the months of travel. Your rooms are your rooms, your workshops are your workshops unless you give okay to people, but they do use like the dining room, the kitchen, the parlor area, a lot of the first floor. So,
who did they pay for a
no,
for using it?
It's provided. It's provided by the three sisters, the cities. And they do send people for repair. Raimundo is the one who does it. The lift sees somebody once a season unless there's an emergency. And then the people who stay there regularly are considered to do maintenance. They will send money and stuff like that, but they sent you a carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how they're keeping things up to date. So with that say, your Mo-Rung carpenter looking out off of the porch in the morning with a big tankard of some hot drink. But he hasn't came back in the house that day. And about, I would say, afternoon, he would come in and go, I want all the parts from the ship. I think we can build a second building.
I mean, I wanted to go check it out. It's gonna be not literal, but it's gonna look like it. It's gonna be a shit show bringing all that back. There's so much mud.
Yeah, I have an idea for that too, but it will take time. I will hire a team from either Merrifield, which is the closest, or I'll go down to the village south of us and hire some people to gravel it in.
We'll build a road.
Well, from the lodge to it. This is a large, from my calculations, without getting close. I'm guessing it had 4 to 5 decks, depending on how much is buried in the rock. And we're lucky because that cliffside is solid rock. It's all red limestone. We don't have to worry about it falling off the ledge.
Erik, how long have the gondolas been around, and how often do they make new ones?
They've been around for a while. They only go to major cities. You have to have a certain population for them to build one. Merrifield has been vying to get one, but they keep telling them to kind of suck a dick.
Well, I'm thinking about, like, if we're gonna build a road to that cliff, that would be a good spot for a gondola post if they wanted to build one, right? Because it's a track down, then a road to where a gondola would be. Like, it would make sense.
No. It's in your front yard. It's a hill that goes down. It's not a plateau down. It's at the edge of your plateau.
Right. No, I'm saying, like, if we were, because there's the lift right behind us.
Correct. That's an actual lift. Yeah.
Right. So the lift down, if he wants to make a gravel road to where.
Oh, no. I want to build one to where I want to build the barn for carpentry.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant to the spot itself.
No. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't give a shit about the people who visit here. My job's to keep the outpost running, clean, functionally good in the seasons. And a barn and a carpenter's workshop for me to be able to store wood out of this inclement weather. Because this rain is worse than snow. If I could park it there, it would be good. But that ship has wood and materials I ain't seen out here in Moldavia. So he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a thin, like, metal sheet. And he just kind of drops it, and it sinks into the porch. I don't know where they got this stuff.
It sinks into the porch, like it covers the
weight of it alone, like, buries it this far into the porch. Frozen winter wood. I don't know what it is. I don't even know if I can work it. I found this piece stuck in the roof during repair. And it was buried so deep, I had to pull it out from the inside of the building. I thought it was the explosion.
Telling me that it fell from the ship into our roof on the way
I
here?
think when it crashed, it was launched into our building. I found other debris in the cliffside as well. I've been collecting it. I got maybe 15, 20 of these little plates.
Wait, so he looks down at the one that sunk into the porch. How
Grab
heavy
it. Pick
is
it up, man. Pick it up.
He picks it up.
Well, first, it is like pulling an axe out of a tree. And it is 3 times heavier than it should be. I don't know what it is. I can't harm it. I can't bend it. I can't chip it. I can't even clip it. I broke my clippers. I have no idea what this material is.
Shit, I already know, being a dwarf from the clan I'm from.
Now you'd have to roll. It would be craft.
Craft?
I'll tell you it's 22 to know what it is. I'll give you up front what you're looking at.
No, I rolled a 4.
No idea.
It's not
That's
Fatalis,
how it
though.
started. No, it's not Fatalis, because he picked it up. Nothing happens to you. And it's Fatalis is heavy, but it's not like this. Like, this is uncharacteristically heavy.
Lodestone material?
No, it's metal.
Okay.
You had a crafting and metal expert on the team.
Or
Right?
someone who maybe has been raised, I don't know, in the Never Never, who could also take a look at it.
I can tell you
I mean,
that he doesn't know.
I'm getting there.
He's a carpenter.
I'm getting there. Like, right, well, maybe one of the other ones will know what it is. Burke might have a good idea.
I haven't shown anybody yet because I don't want people thinking they're just going to grab this stuff to make weapons. I want to make tools.
Whoa, right.
Could you imagine a chisel made of this? Or
Imagine a hammer made of this.
already there. Shears, saw, and never have to sharpen the blade again. Ever. If I
Hang on
could
a
get
second.
someone out here who builds machines, and I could build a true lumber saw, I could plane anything. Mahogany wouldn't even be a question. And if we go to the far peaks to the north, we have frost mahogany.
All right, hang on a second. Let me go get Burke.
All right. Fucking weirdo.
I go find Burke and Maria.
Now, Burke has changed his clothes finally, right? He's no longer in his old clothes. Is that correct?
Absolutely. As soon as we had a chance to buy stuff from Tenwick,
He
got
goes-
a whole new.
He sees you walk out and he goes, "Oh, I'm so happy you're not wearing that stuff anymore." I gotta be honest. You scared the hell out of me. Last time I saw anyone wearing things like that, it was an undead charging me, and it was the worst fight I've ever had.
What do you mean, regulation gear from the True Faith?
Is that what that
What you
is?
talking about?
Is that what that? There is a group south of here. Met them maybe a year ago when I was doing some tree work. They looked like you. They had that weird little emblem I've seen on some other people in Merrifield, and it has water, like a hand with like a pool, like a clear glass gem. I can tell you that for religion, he rolled a 4. He has no idea who the fucking True Faith is.
I see.
I
All
thought
right.
maybe you
Well,
were
that-
one of
that
them this
makes
whole
sense.
time, and I was sitting out here doing my work. I just wasn't going to judge out loud.
No, I was wearing that because that's all I had to wear at the time.
So that's a religion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how it started.
Oh, okay. Well, I understand that. We have a lot of those out here. That makes more sense to me. I thought maybe it was a sign of like worshiping that undead cult or something. Like, you heard about the trail, a mile long line going to that weird temple, right?
Hey, yeah. Yeah.
It's weird. It's real weird. They say that those people beg for body parts. That's what they
Beg for-
say. I don't know
they-
if it's true.
They beg for body parts.
That's what they say. I mean, the people have been camping out back for the last week. They've been talking about it. They're heading down there to go hunting, but they're trying to avoid that trail. They don't want to be near the long line of these people.
You think the Galapal just set up shop and has people come to them instead of seeking out parts?
Is that the guy who's been stalking around in the winter, the shadow out in the snow? And you have seen a silhouette like once or twice during the 60 days. You're guessing it's your friend, but you'd be going out in the middle of a fucking horrible snowstorm to get him. By the time he got there, he'd be gone. He's like, yeah. Maybe. I don't know. But they haven't said it was who they're visiting. They're just in line to go into this temple.
So people are. People are providing
Some of them
that
have that hand symbol, but instead of water, it's like swirls, like I don't know, like your breath. You have your breath and wind.
They have several divisions based on elements.
We don't have that out here, but do you mean like vessel specialties? Like I'm a carpenter and he works with firearms, like that kind of thing? Because he points to Wilcuff when he says that.
It's just like different divisions in any kind of organization that they handle different aspects of.
Well, look, I guess there's like
tasks.
20 to 30 of people wearing that symbol. Do you want me to go grab the guy out of the back and bring him in? I think they're still here. They're supposed to leave this afternoon, but he might still be here.
Well, wait, before that happens, Butterk, do you know what this is?
Let's take a look.
Craft roll 22 metal if you got something special. Do you have anything specifically for metal?
Well, I can manipulate metal. I doesn't inherently tell me.
I'll make it a 20 instead.
Okay. Just double checking my bonus.
Magnificent metal doesn't run for your entire day, does it?
Okay, that's not too bad. That's a 22.
It is adamantite.
20.
Or adamantine.
Oh.
That's so.
Ooh. So what I'm gonna do
Is shape
I'm
it and
going
show
to-
off.
Yeah, a little bit. I am going to take a small chunk, what in the book
Plate's
is called
about
a
like
chunk.
this.
Yeah,
plate
so,
is thin.
All right, so whatever's considered a chunk.
What's the
of it,
bulk on a
like
chunk, do they say?
Light.
I'd say it's about a light bulk. That's fair.
Okay. Total for what's here, or like there's more of it?
Total for that piece. That's how heavy it is.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought you were talking about like a big rock of
No, it's a thin plate off of the ship.
off the ship.
It weighs a bulk, almost a bulk. I'd say
Weighs
the
a bulk.
part you have is a light bulk. 4 of them would make a bulk.
This is by the looks of it, he's like tapping it, listening to it, all showing off. Like,
There's
you saw it on-
there's no reverberation. There's no hum to it. It's just thunk.
This is adamantine. This is a fairly expensive rare metal.
Wait. You mean the stuff
Known for
that
its hardness.
people use to like chop down mythical doors and and lock picks that never break and and keeper slayer swords, things like that. Like he starts listing like way out there, like mythical kind of shit.
Get a football out of it, you can throw it over them mountains.
There's hammers that have been made that can forge any metal. That's that.
Well, I'd say that's a good start of the myths for that kind of thing. Yes, it's a very, very strong metal. Do you mind if I have like a very small piece of this?
Well, you can have that one. So I said I found 15.
Oh,
We'll tell you over the
Oh.
last 60 days at night. I'll walk out there in the snow, gather some through the snow, come back. He like goes over to like the cabinet in one of the rooms and like you hear the drawer. It's like
God.
he found a
the
farming
drawer is
exploit in his
full
exploration.
of plates and like a curio cabinet. Probably like 8 bulk worth.
What crap.
There's a lot more. I just couldn't go. I didn't want to go too well. Originally, it was burning. Then one night I woke up, there was no fire anymore.
You're right. But can you make anything out of that? Like, can you do your thing and change that into like a hammer or a chisel or something?
Well, it's already been worked. I wouldn't be able to instantaneously do anything with it, but what I can tell you is that we can definitely reforge it into different shapes. The old-fashioned.
And
Kelly, you know the
Well, I
rule.
know.
You're allowed to have popsicles whenever you want on the show. Drew can't eat. You can have popsicles though.
I know. I was just waiting for a
I'm
break.
I'm just kidding.
Double standards. No, I'm just kidding. That's
Kelly, enjoy your popsicle.
I'm
Please.
sorry, guys. My
That's-
throat is killing me right now. I'll be-
Go ahead, go get
do
it.
what you
No,
gotta
do it. Do
The
it.
camera off. There's pictures behind you if you need it. Do you want to worry about this material right now?
I mean, if it's gonna make your job easier,
Well, we
we
need
might
to
as well
gather a
do
lot
it.
more than this. If I get that saw machine made, I'm gonna need a lot.
Right, but I mean, you could at least make some hand tools while you're at it.
Well,
Oh yeah, I can definitely work on that.
can you make them like a master would make them? Because I was gonna bring them back to this crafter that's in the eldest sister. He's a master crafter. Apparently, he can make tools better than anyone else. I was gonna have Mr. Tenwick take him and see if he could get it done.
Well,
I mean,
then you should probably do that. My background is in clockwork.
Oh,
If you want a timepiece eventually, I could probably work on that for you. But if you know somebody that can work
No.
on this to make like a master level
I do.
product,
It's pricey.
go to them instead.
But I'm gonna pull a work for Moldavia and for the Three Sisters consignment, and I'm gonna put it underneath their cost for the year, if you know what I mean.
Smart.
But
Yeah,
if we can get enough of this, what I was thinking is I could get other tools made for us for your workshops that I built.
That would be
oh,
You all are on the same page as me now. I see. We're all reading the same smut novel. I get it now.
no, I'm just thinking about we make a lathe with that.
Like I could get her needles for making her talismans. We could get some form of a lathe. That's a little bit more specific. We need a work like lab for that. We need like a big shop for that. But we could put it in the barn.
Right.
I could get weapon crafting tools for cleaning and honing and etching, and what about doing runes? Like, I'm just saying, we might have fell into a problem. Now, here's the only issue. Spring's here. We ain't the only people who saw that airship crash in the ether storm, right? I wasn't even here and I saw it go down.
Hey,
Which means other motherfuckers are going to be coming here.
well, I mean, Christ, they've been here for the past week.
Yeah, I've told all of them if they go near it that I'll uproot their tent and throw them off the cliff.
Yeah.
So what if me and Wilcuff,
Or I was like,
because that man
"Man,
don't sleep, right? And he looks to Wilcuff,
I mean-
who's like weirdly sitting in the corner.
Are we at the point where we have his arm finished?
If you would like to, over the 60 days, if you think time-wise it would make sense, yeah. He probably
Would like
has a thing over it, like a shirt, you know. He's got a button up now. He doesn't look like a homeless dwarf anymore that's wandering in the fucking plateaus. He doesn't have the fur on him anymore like a trapper.
I'd say maybe Maria and I like tag team working on it, like take one section one day and one another just to
Yeah.
finish out.
Have you given it to
Refinements.
him yet?
Oh yeah, I would
Okay.
imagine as soon as we had it ready.
Then we'll
Yeah,
bring
you're
it out
like,
when he
"Oh."
uses it. We'll bring it out when he uses it.
But
Wilcuff wakes up, his head kind of wobbles into place, and he looks at the group and he goes, if you want me to help this cowman, I mean, I can. I don't really seem to have weight issues. The fire's put out. You guys didn't tell him that you put the fire out?
I'm sure we would have shared that.
You put the fire out? How?
Yeah.
Hey,
But it wasn't easy.
They have this
Actually,
dragon
there is-
skull. Is what he says?
Field science.
Field science dragon
Field
skull.
science.
Yeah, it's a true faith thing, he says. Oh, hey, whatever. As long as you can put fires out with it, that's amazing. So yep, sure did. So I was listening. Sorry, I was just resting. I don't sleep a lot. I was just resting. do you all want to look into the airship? Because I personally believe we can just have him collect this stuff and maybe hire some people. Look, no offense, I would like to look into the temple over doing anything with this airship right now. Feel like if my family is involved in any form, my clan, and if this could lead to the Galafel thing that we're dealing with and possibly the madam's face, two birds, one stone, it's always the aim, right?
Right. Well, I'm thinking maybe we can leave him to do this while we are doing that.
But I should go with you. I shouldn't stay here and pick up metal scraps. That's what he says. He can hire people to do that.
Right, but I mean, you know how that works just as well as I do. The more people you hire, the more people know about it.
Right, but no.
Am I there at this point?
Yeah, absolutely. You're all there. You're all at the
Yeah.
house. This is in the outpost. Everyone's there, including Maria and Georgia.
Drosla, we'd have to talk to everyone, out of character between the group and Erik. Could we use some of the gales for the lodge to hire people to help Drosla collect the adamantine?
Yep, adamant.
So then, I would say if you know of anybody that you can hire on that is trustworthy.
Yeah, there's a small village to the south. Good people, farmers, hardworking backs. They probably just had to survive the winter, and I think the money would be appreciated.
So then, if Wilclef, because I understand you, all this happened to you because we were trying to help find your family.
Look, I don't blame any of you.
No, but I understand why you would want to go with us. So what I'm saying is, compromise.
Yeah, right.
Then maybe, we can take some of the gold for the coffers for the lodge and hire some contractors to help Drosla find the rest of this adamantine. And then Wilcuff can come with us to investigate the temple, where we can either find out see if it's related to the Galafels at all, or see if it's related to Golthok and what was going on in the valley before the snowstorm hit.
Hey, I'm just here to keep the place up. I was just offering because I noticed the man doesn't sleep much, that he'd be good help, is what Droslav says. But you want me to go hire people? I'll leave today and go get them. Just please hold my word. Those little shits in the back start trying to take anything from the campsite, you throw their tents over the cliff. Don't pull them out of the ground. Throw it over the cliff.
Can we see these little shits in the back?
Yeah, there's like 15 tents for hunters back there right now.
Okay.
Do I know any of these guys?
I'm sure you know some of them. In passing, at least. Okay. Like, they're hunters. I'm sure Allie's characters actually probably dealt with some of them.
Because
she's like,
poachers?
Hunter,
Yeah,
hunter,
that was my
hunter,
next question.
fucking poacher, hunter, like that kind of thing.
Hunter, ex-hunter.
It's like duck, duck, goose, but worse.
Duck, duck. Oh.
What would it be? Boar, poacher? Goat, poacher?
Goat, wolf, poacher.
There you go.
I play that.
So if you want to hire someone, you can hire some I wouldn't say henchmen, that's the wrong word. You can hire some workers to get things done. Absolutely.
Overhire labor.
Yep, you can hire labor. And he's like, I'll go down, and if you're willing to use coffers from the outpost to do it, I'll head down there. And you guys have plenty of coffer money from the outpost. So you 100% can just do that.
Yeah.
Solves the whole problem.
Let's do it.
Why do it yourself when you can have somebody else do it in tabletop RPGs?
I mean,
question.
that was the first thing that popped in my head.
Yeah, you're 100% right. That's the correct answer.
Over the 60 days, how are our stores doing? Like food and all that stuff. Like
you
15 people in the back. Like
you had people. I'm assuming the merchant bring food. And then at the beginning of the cold season, you get stores. And at the end of the cold season, the cities bring stores and stockpile you again.
Once everything breaks.
Yeah,
Okay.
so as long as you're at home, it is assumed you have food unless something fucking horrible happens, like a fire, a plague, a famine. A demon of fucking famine eats all your shit. Like, That's different. But until then, it is assumed that you have food as long as you are here. It's not always the best food. Beginning of seasons and end of seasons probably are. But for skilled labor, it's 5 silver pieces a day. He does not need skilled people for this. He actually doesn't want skilled people, which is only 1 silver piece a day. He says they're about 2 days from here. And I think it'll probably take us a week to clean the wreck. So we can easily afford this. I'll get like 5 hands, bring them back. That's 5 a day. Let's say I get 4 people to give me a hand. 2 per wagon to pull. I figure in a week we can get this done. That's not bad.
I think, just from what I saw of it, you need to make sure that everyone's being safe. I know you said the hull is pretty deep, but it's also, it's on a cliffside and there's mud everywhere. I just don't want to lose anybody to this.
Well, that's part of the silver a day, man.
I know, but for the village that you're talking about, I've worked there a couple of times, and
if we're near the cliff edge, we're obviously going to rope off and do that stuff. But you're worrying way too. Don't you have a temple to go look at?
Hey,
you trust me in what I'm doing. I build buildings for a living.
I understand that.
Then we're going to be fine.
But they don't.
Right.
I'm gonna wait until Redger's trying to tell Drosla how to do his own job.
Yeah.
He's a carpenter. He's not a salvage expert. Neither am I.
Look,
being around the mountains and stuff, I just want to make sure that he's doing everything correctly.
Look, I'm not sure how to do it, but I know you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Drosla,
we'll be fine.
All
right.
Can I just show you something in the Can we talk about the weapons corridor real quick and see if the adamantine can help, not make weapons, but eventually help sharpen them and stuff, or upgrade our workshop? I'm basically trying to pull Drosla away from this conversation. So
sure, yeah, you yank him away. Yeah, absolutely.
So as I pull him to the weapons corridor, I say, I don't lower my voice, but I'm just so you know, when we were there were some cryptids, and you're not necessarily familiar with those.
Wait, at the wreckage?
Yes. So if you are going to hire people, I don't want to make an assumption for everybody here, but if you do hire people and you've heard something, or if they've heard anything, we do have some weaponry here that you could use to take. And I gesture to the weapons corridor.
How about I hire a couple of the hunters out back to be skilled labor, but I can hire them, two of them, to watch us while we're working.
Maybe hire either 2 of the most trustworthy, or hire.
Well, I ain't gonna hire the Fredericks. Those guys are douchebags. But I'll hire some of the other ones.
This is what Maria says. As a little bit of that upbringing sneaks in. I was gonna say you could either hire 2 of the most trustworthy, or hire 2 of the least trustworthy, and maybe something happens to them on the way back. I don't know.
Oh, I don't rope them off? Yeah, that sounds like a great idea to me.
I'm just trying to help you out with my expertise.
Look,
I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job.
I like skilled labor, but it's expensive. I just need people to move stuff, but I'll hire some hunters. Thank you for letting me know. Important out of game that you did that makes the random encounter chance lower because there's 2 skilled hunters. Otherwise, it would have been a 3 out of 5 chance. Now it's a 3 out of 6. Now it's a 1 out of 6 chance because you have skilled labor there that are hunters. Otherwise, they would have been fighting cryptids and it would have been really bad. I was super excited for the shit show.
But I remembered trying to fight him off and running away.
Yeah. I would say if he would come back and ask he would ask Regdur and Georgia who out of the hunters you feel would be the best to pick to do this. So if I could get society from you 2, I'll take the highest roll and the other one aids.
Yeah. Right.
No, man, look at that. 2 hands on faces, boys and girls. This is Allie, it's your first roll.
Can I use something other than society?
No.
Second roll.
No, not unless you have
canning lore.
No, it'd have to be hunting lore. It's the only other thing I would really say would work.
What about nature for my time? Oh, what about mountain lore?
No, it's about the mountains, not the people.
Damn. Okay.
All right. It's about the people who hunt here.
Oh shit. Okay, I rolled a 16 on the die. Plus 1 is a 17.
Okay. Allie, would Georgia like to use a patch? Do you feel comfortable with that? You want to patch it? You seem so
Did you
concerned.
get a 5 or lower?
Sure, the natural one.
No, actually, wait. I don't want
It'd be a
to
critical
fail.
You
Yeah.
could just be a -1 to Drew's roll.
I'll patch it.
She doesn't know anybody else besides the poachers. Those are poachers. What about the people who are good? No, poachers.
I mean, that's pretty accurate.
I mean, that's up to you. You don't have to reroll. You want to roll with the net -1? I am 100% fine with that. That's up to you.
No, I don't.
Now, don't listen to your brother.
I got a 17 on my
So-
reroll.
So they're all talking about like who to hire, and I look to Burke, and I'm like,
2 17s.
I hunt monsters. Like I could have told them who was good at monster hunting out of.
No,
these
this is
people,
more about
but
like
okay.
out of the hunters who's
I know.
trustworthy. And okay, so you do
I
find
also have
somebody.
society, that's why I was.
You do find somebody. We find 2 people. It is not the Fredericks. It is the. What do we got here for the name? I have a whole bunch of names from Moldavia. Hunters. We'll go with the Shallots. So he hires both the Shallots. It's a husband and wife duo. They're well-known hunters, and they are like bird hunters, like fowl. They don't hunt like big game. It's not their thing. So they're like, yeah, we'd be happy to stay here and do it. We can still do our job on the side while we're doing it. We love a little sky fishing. If they're wanting to hire us, we would love to do that first traveling through the mud. To me and to him, that's a break.
Are you all here together?
Oh God, no. This is the beginning of hunting season. And if anything, we're competitive. And this will mean I don't have to compete. The Fredericks are here too. And the Fredericks camp is a big tent.
What do I like? Have I had any run-ins?
Oh,
with them?
they're just dirty players. They set up like makeshift blinds that aren't good. They give people wrong directions to non-hunting sites. They're not poachers. They're legal. They're just assholes.
Dicks. Okay.
They are good hunters. They're just dicks. They push people away from like sites they know are good, to put them out into like no man's land that was like out hunted last season. There's nothing there anymore. Shit like that. And they definitely prey on like new hunters. They're not good people. So
Okay.
you got your setup. Will Cuff says that if we're gonna leave while everyone's in the room, and Droslav is getting those people ready to go, he's kind of out of the picture. If we're gonna go to the temple, my understanding is like a good 2-week trek through the mud. But Merrifield has an airship tower. It's smaller. We might be able to get someone to drop us close, and we just have to hike back, saving us at least 10 days. But at a cost, on average, it's about 10 gales a person for a trip. That's my understanding, because it's dangerous out here. Less rations, less supplies. We get an air point of view. That's my thought. We can afford it. This might not be a bad idea.
How much do we have left?
Not a ton.
Well, I'm really glad I spent 22 days to save money on my crafting.
Very smart. While that's going on, I'm going to look at some cards here. We got some extra squalls. Let's see what squalls have come in for you all. Because that might help. So squalls that have been played, we have another 100 squalls that got played today. So that will help cover some of it. And that's from Serving Hands. So, I mean, we could fly. And I know we've been talking about trying, over the last 60 days, we've all been talking about, should we get dog sleds, which aren't good in the spring because of the mud? Do we get a stallion, which just sink out here and it can't climb the mountains? We can't afford whatever these fucking crawlers are. I know some underground passages that can get us there, but I mean, look, 1 or 2 people traveling that way is safer than a pack of people traveling that way. They're not the thoroughfare and the below. These are some tight crawling areas, but it would chop off time. I could get us there in about 10 days if we go underground. That's how I travel the mountains, but usually solo. It's where all of our routes are. If you're safe,
I
if you
mean-
feel safe doing that, and you prefer that, if we don't have the money, I can do that for us. I could take us below.
I think we actually have the coin, and it might not be a bad idea if things that are just shit from the get-go, we can just turn around and leave.
Yeah, I don't know what a one-way trip might be half the price.
How far away is Merrifield right now?
Yeah, about 3 days. But we have an ethergraph at the top of the lift.
So we just call them.
Yeah, we send a message
pick
out.
us up.
We'll probably get an answer in like 2 days. Actually, I take that back. I think the ethergraph is actually at the bottom of the lift, if I remember correctly. It's not at the top. So it can be repaired easier by the outpost in case the outpost is frozen. If you want, I'll go send a message right now. I can ping the air tower. It's a very small air tower. It's out of some machine workshop. Because you guys all remember, technically, the big air tower is separate from Merrifield. The only air tower is Everston's machine shop.
I mean, yeah, I'd be down for that.
Let me go send a message. I'll get a price. All right. Hey, Todd, how much would Everston charge people to make a 5-day one-way trip? Would it be about 5 gales a person?
On his airship?
Mm-hmm. He wouldn't have to do it. You could have a assistant that does it for you even.
Yeah, I don't think it would be anything more than just like a slightly higher than minimal operating cost, because it's like he's not a corporate tycoon.
Repair and keeping it running mostly.
He's trying to break the habit of his family's history of being like we got to make money off of this.
So 5 would be like operation cost, and going out one way. 10's probably more efficient for the distance that they're going. If you really want to be like, I don't do one-way trips. Like I bring you home, it'd be 10. If it's one way, I would say 5 or 6 for inconvenience. There's nowhere to touch down out there if they're going to the temple. And if you do touch down, it's going to be one of those, like, you guys are rappelling 80 foot down out of a fucking airship. So Everston could
We
fly
sell
it
these
for somebody else.
talismans in the gift shop for other people.
But I mean that Everston would get an ethergraph fucking message like a day later that says there's some people at the outpost looking for an airship to take them roughly 14 days by foot, probably about 4 by air, out into the middle of the plateaus to drop them off for some weird temple. Would Everston like to make any knowledge rolls? Todd's like, fuck.
I'd love to.
He's like pulling, like, where the fuck is Everston at? He's what level is Everston? 13?
17.
17? There's no real knowledge roll that needed. There's an old keeper temple that was a multi-pantheon or multi-keeper temple that is in that area. You would know about it because you've been out here for a while. The grave lighters would know about it. It's been a dead temple for a long time. Nothing's been there. But you've heard the rumors. People are piling up out there.
It's your squalls.
A day later, Wilcup comes back and he goes, the gentleman who's flying the ship or his outpost says it's our squalls. I think he meant gales.
Well, yeah, squall-based economy.
Squall-based economy. In this economy?
He says it's our squalls. If we want to do it, he can take us.
I mean,
we have plenty of area to land out here. You can pick us up here, which is great. We don't even have to go to Merrifield.
Yeah, I'm for it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well then,
Hopefully we don't pass the Glafel on our way.
so you'd have about 2 days. Like one day the message comes back with it. I'd say by the evening you would get your message. The next morning he could come out to pick you up. Grab your gear, get all the stuff that you need, affix your talismans, you're flying. Would Everston do it, or would Everston send like a helper from the machine shop? Totally up to you.
Everston doesn't leave Merrifield.
So a helper? Is there anyone from
It'll
our
have to be.
anyone from our NPC cast from campaign 1 you could think of that would be flying that ship for you?
Oh gosh, now you're trying to quiz me on names.
You could give me a character. I have their names. Or Kelly might still in her drug-fueled haze remember.
I mean,
I was gonna say the kids on the ship would be my first one.
the twins.
The twins.
Oh,
twins.
the halflings.
I would say them. I would say
Half elves.
the half
I
elf.
thought they were halflings.
Yeah, they're not halflings.
They're halflings. They're half elves.
Even drug fueled COVID Kelly knows that they're half elves.
I would say that.
Camden probably wouldn't leave the mansion, right?
Who?
The little small Camden, the small automaton.
At this point, yes, he will.
Because he's actually medium now, right?
Yeah, he's medium and he's comfortable now, and he's
Oh,
out.
that's
Yeah,
right.
he would do it for you if
He's
you
so
want.
large.
Holy shit, you're gonna have him do it? Are you hiring another Thomas?
Yeah, I mean,
What was his
Go
name
with who you
again?
know.
Camden?
Camden, Canden.
D-E-N, okay. Sure, he will absolutely do it. And he knows what Gravelighters are, technically. Because he's
We
there
share
when they're
plenty
lanterns
of
are made.
repair oil at the bar. At the
Right?
Alley Cat or whatever it's called.
They have the alley cat, yep. One will 100% do that. Gather your stuff. Is there any rooms from the HQ you want to use before you leave? And are you bringing any special weapons with you? Since you guys had the ability to get special weapons, like a certain material or anything like that. For those,
So-
I'll pull that back up for the audience here.
If
HQ
so, what I'm
upgrades.
thinking,
There you go.
what I'm thinking, is if these cultists are like begging for dead parts, and they're associated with Golthok in any manner, and they're related to, your sister, as I gesture to siblings, and whatever that creature was that I dismembered. If she has the ability to create like an undead, that purple field where people can just pull up undead like they're radishes or potatoes or something, then we probably want something that could be effective against at least some incorporeal.
I will say
I mean,
there hasn't
I
been any
think-
rumors of incorporeal. Aberrations is what would be the most likely, which you
Aberrations.
if it's Golthok. He doesn't really deal in
Okay.
undead. It's usually aberrations.
So then the fact that she's dealing with undead, was that unusual?
If they're undead, it would be because she knows how to use them, you're guessing.
Okay.
Like it's specific to a devotee of Golthok.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, that's just my thing.
Any
It's
other
anything that could.
salt spike you might want to bring. You could get one of those and bring a salt spike for your lantern. In case there is incorporeal, that would be a good thing
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah, I'll grab one of those.
Um,
I'll grab a silver one as well.
Okay. Are those both under the levels that you can get so far?
I mean,
Silver's
I need
level
to-
3, isn't it?
2.
let me take a look at something real quick.
Silver and cold iron are 2.
Okay, 2.
Silver,
Oh, okay.
silver is 2. I don't know about cold, but
I'm totally fine for that. It's per person is what it says, I think. During the preparation downtime, a level of player characters can bring melee weapon or armor, so each person can bring one. So if someone wants to give one up, you could just give them a steak. Fine with that too. But basically lets everybody bring a piece that they need. I can't think of any armor that would really help. There's going to be an alchemical unlock that lets you do some stuff like this. The potion's coming up.
So everyone, like, as you guys are looking over the silver weapons, I'm like, I haven't done my preparations, but when we get there, I can whip up some silver salve.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
You could do it on the
I mean,
ship
but-
too if you needed.
Well, I mean, with my infusion or my infusions, I can make 2
Gotcha.
at least. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, if we want to bring more just in case, we can. But I'm just letting you know, like, I can make some silver salve when we land,
Well then.
and it lasts. I have to. Once you open a vial, you must use it all at once. But then for the next hour, the weapon or ammunition counts as silver instead of its normal material.
That's kind of cool.
So I'm just putting that out there so people know, in case that adjusts like what you want to pull from the workshop. And if anyone else has any ideas on what they want to bring from the workshop, this is just Maria's like the monster hunter.
I would say the silver spike is a good idea for the war lantern, because that's a really good way to break up apparitions if they show. And then other than
salt.
Salt. I meant salt. And cold iron, if you can get a hold of something cold iron, wouldn't be bad in case you encounter any form of Fey-like creatures. Just to have something that can do that, but I don't know what cold iron falls under.
Would there be any like arrowheads that would be cold iron?
No, it's usually a melee weapon. Ranged weapon, you can bring ranged weapons. It's not ammo, though. It's always the weapon itself. You'd have to buy ammo right now, because it even says it's like the weapon itself.
Yeah, so cold iron falls under, we can get level 2 cold iron. I just can't have, I don't have any alchemical.
So we could do
so
a spike of salt, a spike of cold iron, a spike of silver. That's 3 of the 4. But there's no real long range, because it says ranged. I would say for the sake of argument, you could still get ranged arrowheads, because if you got weapons there, you probably have some stockpiled. I'd say 1 quiver, so whatever a quiver holds.
30, I think.
It's 20 or 30. Just look that up, and then that's the easy way to do it. Like, I have 30 of the rounds that I need for while we're out there. So that's 4 then. That's all you can bring.
Well, we're not. I'm grabbing a cold iron and a salt spike because Maria said she can make the salve, so I won't.
I'm saying if you want to bring another silver something just in case, like go for it. But I'm letting you know, like, let's not all just bulk up on silver.
Yeah.
Like, just bring 1 silver instead of like
just bring
3.
Them. Exactly.
Okay, then yeah, I'll grab a silver spike as well.
Yep. And then, because then we can use whatever she can make to coat weapons that everybody uses. And Burke doesn't really use weapons. He makes them.
In the near future, Burke's working on it, but in the near future, he'll be able to use silver and cold iron and adamantine, that kind of stuff for his stuff. But he hasn't quite figured it out yet.
So does the group have light? Would be
Level
my
5.
one question going into a keeper's temple. Do people have light? Torches, lantern. We have the war lantern. Does anyone else have torches and stuff?
I have the ever.
Oh, sorry. So we have 2 light sources.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we can both craft Everlight crystals as well if we want to make more.
If we needed
in the
to,
future.
we could both craft an Everlight crystal.
I was gonna say, could we say that we crafted one of those so he could have it in his lantern to keep? Like, how much do those cost?
That lantern is not made for the Everlight crystal. That lantern is made with oil and made to be lit.
Okay.
You fucking strap it in there, like.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise, what I can do.
We could make you something that does the same.
Right. Like, I would say you get a war lantern that has that crystal in later, but the one you have right now is not made for that. It is definitely made with oil and light in mind. Okay. So you'd have to retrofit it, which is not the conversation to have right now. No. But 2 of them is more than enough. And if you want to make 1 extra crystal to have one for something to toss into a room or something like that, absolutely. I'm fine with you guys making 1 more. I don't have a problem with that shit. You have that, talismans, affix what you want to affix.
And then glow rods also fall under alchemicals, so, and they're level 1, so I might be I might be able to make those as well.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure.
Mostly just so you guys had light to carry is what I was worried about, but you can have some to leave behind if you need. On the next day, when everyone's prepping their final stuff, the ship touches down. Now correct me, Todd, if I was right. It's a tow barge, correct?
Yeah.
It touches down. It's got a crane on it. He has a platform. The Iriako, it has a platform on it right now. Once in a while, you hear a weird noise come from it. As a medium-sized Thomas body, not large, walks out onto the deck. He is wearing a green cape. He's got a vest on with a pocket watch. He's got goggles on, which is the irony, because there's no way the wind hurts his eyes. And if I remember, he has a clockwork body, correct?
Yeah, he's a Meoshan clock.
That's what I thought. So when you get near, you will hear whirring, but he waves and he says, "I'm Camden. I've been sent on behalf of the ethergraph to pick up 1 Maria, 1 Wilcuff, 1 Regner, a Burke, and supplies. Is that correct?
There's one more. We got
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, what are the
amazing.
names? What were the names?
He says everybody but
Maria?
Georgia. Wilcuff leans in. He goes, there wasn't enough room in the message.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry, we've got one more.
Oh, yeah, I have plenty of space for one more. The price then is 5 higher, though. One-way trip?
Whoa.
You sure you don't want round?
As of right now, we're just looking for a drop-off. If it comes to that, we can pay you on the way back.
Well, I got a metal platform you can all strap onto the cable. I can lower you down up to about 200 yards on your feet on the metal cable there. Wind, you know, obviously being a factor in this, and touch you down.
Great.
Looking at about a 4 to 5 day based on headwinds. Don't you worry, though. The Echo is a great flying barge. Been all over the mountains, actually. It's banged up. It looks like it's been, you know, but it's clean. It's like a good old car. Well, come on, get your shit board up.
Burke's absolutely fascinated with a walking, talking clockwork.
Mm-hmm.
This is everything he thought he could.
There are lanterns.
This is more than he could ever dream of.
There's lanterns hanging off the side of the ship. There's bumpers and buoys off the side as well for like parking against cliff faces. He's got anchors. He's got a grappling launcher to pull himself in if the winds are too strong. He drops the crane down with this metal platform. It has no roll cage, no cage on the edge, no railing. Put it on there. We'll load it up here. Bring it on. It'll be a fine trip. There is a below deck, but there's not a lot of room. There's a lot of stuff stored down there. But you're welcome to sleep on the cots or sleep on the deck like I do. I don't really sleep, but you know what I mean. Just wind myself up. Takes a little time. And we walk up, you hear the of like the clocks and shit whirring in him.
Absolutely fascinating. Where were you manufactured?
No,
Were you manufactured?
no, I wasn't manufactured. The body was. It's a long. I'll tell you during the trip. Everyone always asks though.
Oh,
Mayo Sean make is what he says.
Rector nods like,
Yeah, get in. I'll dropping you off, and then if you don't need a trip back, I'm heading out to Holdnar to pick up some new some parts scavenged to bring back to the machine shop.
You said there's a below deck. Is there enough? Like, it's gonna be cold up there, right? Like, what?
Well, I mean, I run it pretty warm up here.
Well, sleeping arrangements. I mean, like, is there room to put a tent on the deck, or?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess you could screw it down into the floorboards, bolt it down. I got some tackle hooks that are made for cargo. You could use those.
All right. Well,
there's room downstairs, but when you get in and you look down, like it's a narrow barge, and it's like a 5-foot gap, and there's just crates stacked down each side.
So Eric, for crafting the Everlight crystal, I rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
So I get it done. I mean, it's not super important, but I get it done in 11 days.
You're like, yeah, I can
out of
get
the
one.
60 day. Right. And
Crystal.
then we only spend the 75 squalls for it.
Perfect.
So
Well, if you want to sleep below deck, that's up to you. There's enough space for all of you. It's just going to be head to toe the whole way through. Not a lot. You'll be walking over top of each other. I have a big supply I got to deliver during this as well. I'm not a people
barrier.
Yeah. But we're the only one on a airfield right now. We have many other airships at another location. We're currently building an air tower as soon as Moldavia gives us the A-OK.
Well, great. All right. Well, he stands on the platform and
it chunk, 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 chunk. And then you hear echoes of conversations that you've been having. And it takes off.
echoes of conversations.
Like when you talk on the deck, like 2 minutes later, you'll hear like an echo in the hall. The spirit that's running this is a little under the weather. I apologize.
Oh.
Lives up to his name.
She gets sick sometimes. Long trips. She gets nervous till we're on them. She'll be good by tomorrow. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. And sure enough, like day 2, the spirit clears up. It soars. You hear the wind noise going through some of the ballasts that are on it and stuff, but it does quiet down day 2. It's just a really grumpy barge the first day. 5 days. I already rolled no bad weather, no rain. To roll sun is a 1 on a D12. I rolled a 1 twice. The other days there's some wind, but nothing bad. And he flies out. It's the most gorgeous weather you've seen. It's been 90 days of darkness and cold. And sure enough, when you get near in the temple, or in the distance, you can see the temple on day 5. You'd be eating all your supplies and all the normal stuff. I'm going to put the temple on screen. And he asked, you want me to drop you near the temple? Or do you want to be out by the line of people? And then the line's at a mile. Like they're waiting for the new Xbox.
I don't think we want to be put next to the group, do we?
Probably not.
Well, I could drop you wherever you want. Up behind, looks like the snow would be melted for a lot of it. Some of the peaks have got some, but I said behind, looks like there's a path that goes down to the side of the temple. I guess I could rope you off there and drop you down on the crane. They are going to see us come in. There's no way about it. Can't hide this way. Unless I drop you off on the backside and you hike through. But even then, they saw us fly by as you guys are coming in. Can't hide an airplane, man. Not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
So I can put you at the front of the line. I could put you on the backside or the outside of the building. Like, where all would you like to drop off? Do you want to be a distance or do you want to be near the front door? Technically, I could hover on the barge above the temple. I could lower you right to the front door if you want. I just don't know what you're here for.
Georgia definitely doesn't love the idea of having that much attention drawn to them. Would prefer a drop spot further away.
Hiking through the mud, then he says. I thought the whole point of this was to avoid the mud.
So,
Hey, up to you. Wilcuff goes to look. Anyone have any magic to make us invisible when we get off this ship?
Hope they're not looking at me.
Okay. We could come through the valley on the back, but they would see us fly by. And he slows down the eerie echo so you can talk before you're like really close. How would you like me to drop you?
We're not really sure even if the people down there are
We were looking for
friendly or not.
You don't know if they're hostile or nothing. They're all robed up. Some of them are normal clothes. It is a long line. While you're discussing, I'd say about every 10 minutes you see somebody new walk into the building. There is somebody down there at the door letting people in, but from this distance you have no fucking clue. Unless you have a spyglass on you or you have magic.
Craft a spyglass.
and they're all undead.
You don't know?
We don't know.
Too high.
That's the thing.
You're like quarter mile above them all.
Cliff, do you know this area at all? Are there any underground passages that you know of around here that could get us closer?
There is. So there is an underground passage that I could lead us. There is an area blocked off that might lead into the below the temple. It's just east of here a little bit. We'd have to enter in, climb down probably about 100 foot. And then it's a okay crevasse that we would go through, underground area. There's a little bit of an underground lake we would cross. Other than that, I know the wall. We'd have to probably break the wall open, but I can handle that.
That might be our
Wilcuff
best bet if they're hostile.
has got lore on explosives.
Hey.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, man, you're bringing someone to find your old, forgotten place underground. You bring an explosives expert.
Well, I think at the very least we might be able to stop a little farther away, walk down, talk to somebody in line, see what they're there for, at least.
Who among us is actually good at talking? I'm good at like staring people down and yelling at them.
Form of talking, Maria.
I mean, if we want to intimidate some poor sap who's like trying to join the line, I'm more than willing to shake them down for some information. But if we want to come across as like friendly, it's not me.
No, I think it.
Yeah, I don't have any negatives in the social skills, but I don't really have any
You see,
positives either.
you see, Candid just like, man, I've heard this conversation before. Look, I gotta pick a spot here. I don't want to hover forever. She's gonna get grumpy on me.
Georgia, what do you think?
And I can split drop you if you want.
No. We're all going down at the same time.
That's a lot of people. He looks down. He's like looking over the edge.
So, I'm not gonna hide this from the person who's like dropping us off.
I mean, it's loud. If you walk to the back of the ship, there's no way he'd even hear you.
No, I'm saying I'm not gonna hide this from the person dropping us
Gotcha.
off unless anyone stops me. But I'm gonna say this has seen some activity pretty recently, and we've heard that some people who are going to this place are begging for dead body parts, and we're kind of here to investigate, and that's why we're hemming and hawing about where to drop off. So, you being a pilot,
Oh, they're
maybe
cannibals?
You know, I don't know. I don't think they're cannibals. I'm not sure, but you being a pilot, maybe you would have some ideas on where to drop us off if we don't
Wow, I mean,
use Will Cuff's suggestion.
Jesus, man, by the true faith, you're gonna get eaten by people.
We're
Oh.
not
Am I drunk? Are
trying-
you the lunch buffet?
No, we're
It's like
trying
the
to
last
investigate and see.
thing we want to have.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
This is not
ask you a question.
This is not a DoorDash run.
Look, I don't like leaving people in an area where they're gonna be eaten. I don't think Everston would be very happy if I did that. What do you say?
Everston. There's an Everston who owns this ship. Is that what I'm hearing? Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, that family would make it through and thrive.
Everston.
Can't believe it.
Oh, the Everstons are quite kind people. They own
Okay.
all of Merrifield is ran by them and their friends.
That tracks. That tracks.
Well, anyway, the man who owns this machine shop has done a lot of pro bono work. He's very kind. And Thomas as well, actually. Much larger than I am, different body type. Golden Order, not from Maoshan. So I'll tell you this. How about I lower you down? I don't have any weapons on this ship. I have a harpoon that shoots an anchor. I'd be willing to
I was
drop
confident.
you.
I'd say he has 4 weapons on this ship, but
Yeah,
we're not
Camden
that
might
great.
not know. Or
he
might not wanna-
he would say, "Hey, fly this ship." He's like, "Okay," but he knows there's the grapple gun to like pull them in. He's like, I can lower you, leave the platform down."
I was being confident saying the
Right.
4 player characters
Yes.
weapons on the ship.
I can.
Not the actual ship's weapons.
I'd be willing to wait, say, an hour for y'all instead of like letting you die here and get eaten. But if these creatures or things start running towards the lift, I gotta go, or at least lift off and circle back.
No,
But
we understand.
But I'll tell you, if you want me to stay around, and it does get ugly, it's gonna cost a gale apiece because I'm gonna have to expend some resources here. But I'm happy just to stay for free. But if it gets ugly, I'm gonna have to charge some compensation.
That's reasonable.
That's fair.
So he goes over to a tackle box and opens it up, and he pulls out a large rifle. At the end of it, there's like a fork with not like brass nodules at the end. It looks like a Skyhunter rifle, but not. All right, I'll cover
is
you
that?
from here. Oh, this is I got this. Ordered it through Mr. Tenwick from the Eisenheim Thunderstruck Academy. It's a Tesla coil gun. It's an arc gun. Shoots electricity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's
interesting.
real good.
Oh, maybe it was a disintegrator.
No, if I can target something that's metal, I get about 200 foot out of this thing. If anyone's wearing armor down there,
a Mandalorian?
No. Well, all right. He goes over and he puts a platform and he kind of swings it out and locks it to the edge of the boat and lets you all climb out. Do you want me to drop you at the back of the line or the front of the line to talk to him?
The back.
Okay, will do. And he unhooks it when everyone gets on. You get your supplies and you sit and... Can I have a audience member roll me a d6 as they're going down? I'm going to roll for people who notice. The whole, I'd say, last quarter of the line turn back and look at you. Like, what the fuck is going on? Who are these people? Look back. Nothing odd about them other than they're looking at... It's like a helicopter landing next to you.
Mm-hmm.
As it goes down, it's pretty steady. There hasn't been any odd breeze, unless this is a 6. It's a 5. A wind picks up, and it blows, but it's not enough to spin the platform. As you make your way down, it slowly turns into the snow. He doesn't raise it back up. He leaves it, and it kind of hovers on the ground. He has an anchor. You know, it's a foot to 2 foot off, depending on what time. Somebody at the back of the line turns and starts walking towards the lift.
Towards us or towards the lift?
Towards you guys, the lift. Like the crane that you just came down on.
Okay.
And he starts walking towards you. Robed, some of it's kind of pulled back and tied because it's warm out and it's wet. His knees and boots are all covered in mud.
I'll stand in front of the group.
I'll say he's about 100 foot from you when he starts walking towards you. I'm assuming he dropped you a little distance from it, to get your bearings. When he gets to about 50 in Moldavian, he says, are you dropping supplies for those in waiting? Is that food and the crates? We haven't had our supply drop yet.
And there are actual crates on the...
I'm assuming whatever supplies you have with you. Whatever you brought. Some boxes or whatever. Probably counterweights on the platform so it doesn't blow weird.
We weren't aware that supplies had been ordered for this group.
Oh, none have been ordered. We just thought maybe one of the devoted that were wealthy were bringing food for us. The priestess said if we pray, someone would show.
And what did this... All right. Unless anyone else comes in front, I'm going to say, who's the priestess? I want to make sure that I'm talking to one of the devoted.
We are one of the followers of the temple, but we are not a devoted yet. You must make it inside to be a devoted. Those who come back out are devoted. So far, over the last 60 days, 5 people have come out of the temple.
And they've come out renewed or reborn?
Our understanding, according to the faith that the line has spoken, if you return from the temple, you are one of the devoted. You obviously are either here to drop supplies or you are people here to learn about the devoted. Are you here to learn? If you wish, I could pull a few of the followers and a devoted from the line and gather a circle for you to learn.
I look to the rest of the group, and my eyebrow is raised.
We came here for information, so I guess this might be the easiest way to do it.
Because if Maria is allowed to speak, and she says, I would love to learn about this religion, she's being serious, because that's just something to add to her esoteric lore.
Yep.
Christ.
Gonna learn
Allie
today.
doesn't look like she agrees.
Gonna learn today.
Gonna learn
Oh,
today.
Tell
Allie.
you what.
Let me tell you what.
You're gonna learn.
Allie is very entertained by this prospect. George is probably a little bit like, what? Oh no, oh shit. But
What's he gonna do with
Allie
that
wants to
spade?
see how this
Reckon I'm
turns
gonna
out.
kill you with it.
Give me a few moments. I must walk up the line to the devoted, and I will grab the last 4 in the line along with me to create the circle of learning.
How many went in to have those 5 come out in that time?
Like
How
before he
many went
turns, like
in
he
before-
turns back around, he's like,
Yeah.
about 200.
Oh, that can't be,
Must be a very
That
rigorous...
can't be good.
The temple is very
Process.
large. It peels into the mountain and below where the eye can see. And like Wilcuff nudges someone's like, I fucking told you. Like nudges whoever's standing next to him. So I will be back shortly. And he starts trudging through the mud. And there is a road, sort of, but it's so muddy from these people standing in the line. He's gone for like 30 minutes. The first 4 come back, and they keep their 50-foot distance from you. And they all
a
wait.
spring cow path in a field.
Like dirt biking in spring. So 4 come back right away. And then 30 minutes later, he comes back with somebody else. This person is armored. You can see a glint of light out of the corner of your eye, Regtor, as the man above aims his rifle down. In case it's needed. Guy's in a breastplate. It is pockmarked and wounded and burnt. Like soiled. He walks up. He's robed. His isn't tied back for the heat. And he walks up to the party and says, in Cadraic, if anyone speaks Cadraic. Cadraic, when he sees you listening, he's like, you must be the what would he say? The man of faith looking anew. And he says it in Cadraic to you. And the guy's in Moldavian. He's like, no, sir. The lady here was asking. Oh, she did not answer in Cadraic. Do you only speak Moldavian? Are you locals?
I answer in Cadraic. I'm like, no, I do speak Cadraic.
Oh, excellent. Then the 2 of you are here to turn anew. We can gather a circle together. The 5 of us do know the ritual, and we can bless you and allow you to wait in line.
So the person that they grabbed with the metal,
the devoted.
marked,
Yeah.
He's the devoted.
Yep.
So as we're looking at him, does he look different?
I mean, it's midday. Else? He's robed. Even with like a low light or dark vision, his face is kind of fucked up, but it looks like it's scars.
Okay.
But he doesn't look good. Everyone here looks filthy. They've been standing out here in a fucking blizzard. There's dead bodies probably buried in the mud. Because if you've been standing out here for 60 days, the food being provided and pissing, shitting, and drinking out here, it is a mess. It is literally a cow pasture. Yeah, what's your question?
This is like Firefest, what this is.
Yeah, but 60 days long in spring.
If we sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead, Allie. If we what?
If we were to try to like smell things, would we catch any scents that would be like red flags? Like, would we smell like?
I mean, it smells like a city that does not have any form of sewage out here, but it is open air, so it's not as bad. There is the smell of decay, but it doesn't seem to be on these people directly. It just seems to be in the area as a whole.
As we're looking at these people, these 5 people, do any of them have holy symbols of Mortishire?
No.
Okay.
None that you can see here. No.
Okay.
Don't see any holy symbols out.
Do they look like they have
Mortishire.
like? And I whatever roll I need to make to like confirm or deny. Do any of them look like they might have the bleak?
I mean, it's feasible. Maybe somebody does. But their skin's wrapped in areas from wounds. They're bandaged. Their eyes are a little swollen on the lower half, which is a sign of the bleak a lot of times. Your tear ducts get infected pretty quickly.
Are any of them, because I feel, and if this is like bullshittery, you can say no, but I feel like maybe Maria would have let one of her teeth stay loose and put the other one back. So she has one of her canines in the little thing.
Sure.
And she smiles and is like, I'm interested to hear the word.
Well, then that is wonderful. If you were here to be one of the anew, to have the blessing of our keeper. The line is long, but it is a valiant and worthy effort. But we must cleanse you with the ritual to make sure that you are a person of the earth and that you are ready to be brought into the temple. This ritual takes only a few moments of your time. Is it all of you, or just the two of you who speak Cadraic? Welcome to the call.
I don't
Are you
want-
joining?
I don't want. Yeah, it's like I don't want.
There's a
to
girl I
say,
like, okay?
Let me talk to your manager, but I just want to skip the line. You know what I mean?
I'm just wondering, because we did run into Morgashir and all that kind of stuff, I'm wondering if maybe this is a result of that. Because if they're running around, they're eating people, because from my notes, Morgashir came into being when people realized they could eat bleaked flesh. And if they followed him, he would keep the bleak at bay. So if they're talking about cannibalism and people are coming in and coming out,
Now,
and like out of, I'm just saying.
they
this is a
have never said they
possibility.
eat people. The
Right.
rumor was that they eat
The
people.
rumor, yes.
How many people are here in this line right now? I'm going to use an action to do. Oh God, what the hell is this feat called? I've forgotten already. I've never used it.
Okay.
Eye for numbers.
What?
It's part of my background.
Is that a real
It's called
thing?
Eye for numbers. So you
Okay.
learn to subsidize, quickly estimating the number of items in a group with relative accuracy at only a glance. You immediately learn the number of visually similar items in a group you can see, such as coins, books, or people, rounded the first
Wow.
digit of the total number.
To the first digit.
So if it's like 235, I'd be like, there's 200 people or whatever.
Around 5,000. It's a mile-long
That's a lot of
line.
people.
The name of that?
And only-
Benton Crack Shell? Jesus.
Yeah, so there's like 5,000 people here.
It's
and
up
only-
through a hill,
what
through the
he's saying-
snow, like through the mud.
It sounds like only 1% are coming out after they go in. Something is terribly wrong in there.
Are you ready for the ritual?
Maria's been taking a bunch of dumb risks since we started this show, so yes.
Absolutely has. She's like, fuck it, I'll just shoot my way out of it. I'll whip my way out of it.
What my way out?
Shoot her way
Listen,
into it.
gotta learn. This is how you learn. On
You
the
learn the
job
hard
training.
way. On the job.
Georgia is like immediately like shooting her a look.
No one else.
And he
They've been
grabs it.
speaking Cadraic, and I don't, so I have no idea
When
what's
both
been
of them said
being
Cadraic,
said.
he went back to Cadraic. I will be clear he is doing that. So
Yeah.
you could be translating
Oh,
this
yeah.
back to them, which is fine. He wouldn't be mad. Like, you're telling other
Oh, I
people who
speak
are
Cadraic.
interested. Oh, well then 3 of you know.
I don't.
Okay,
Yeah.
3 do.
I will- I will-
Willcuff leans
I
in
will
and goes,
translate.
I'm just playing.
Willcuff's in the back.
Yeah.
He leans in and he's like, look, we can't kill 5,000 people easily. And this ritual, we don't know what it does to us.
Right. Wait,
I've-
what
I've
ritual?
already-
I have
I've-
no clue what the fuck
Oh,
they're saying.
I've already-
these motherfuckers are gonna do a ritual to bless us, to cleanse us for it. I've heard these words before. Drow use it all the time, and it never turns out.
Georgia's gonna switch to Dwarven.
Oh, okay, I can speak Dwarven.
Yeah. And she's just gonna go. Look, I think it's better if we feign ignorance and keep our
Feign
wits
ignorance.
about us.
This is a spell, guaranteed.
Well, I'm sure. What I'm saying is just hence the change in dialect.
Yeah, how are we gonna hide the ritual that goes off around us? It's gonna affect us.
Yes, it is, and I'm.
I
going
think
to
they
trust
should
Maria
do it.
on
And he
this
like
one.
looks to like the two up front that are speaking Cadraic back. Let's see how it goes for 2 people, then we can make our decision. There's only 200 of us left in the world. It sounds like a horrible idea. Less now.
Like
Yes, but
94.
It's more like
also,
yeah.
you know, if we're looking at things and there's 5,000 of them, I think the odds of 5 to 5,000 are going to be a whole lot better than 3 to 5,002.
I just don't. Let's just go find the below, and we'll go in through there, and we can get into the building. That's
I
my
like that
vote.
idea. And we also, Maria, you speak Dwarven, right? No, you speak.
No, I
No
speak
one else
Elven,
does.
Cadraic, and
Um,
Moldovan.
That's what I'm.
Maria, how about we forgo the free sample and come back at another time?
Well, we can do the ritual. You can leave and come back if you wish. Once blessed, you are welcome to come back and wait. Unfortunately, there is no cutting in line unless your name is on on the devoted, and I don't think your name is one of them I would know.
Have we figured
seems-
out what the
there
fuck
seems to
this
be
line
some-
is for yet?
There seems to be some hesitation amongst my.
Is there any questions I can answer to help
Companions.
with your hesitation?
I feel perhaps it would. I think perhaps it'd be better for us to reconvene so I can get the answer. I can get the questions that my.
We can step away for a moment if you need. I see you
Friends are
have a
having
device of
issues.
flying ready to take you from here. Obviously, you're wealthy individuals. Money is not something this temple is looking for. We need no tithings of coin.
Is there a pamphlet or something we can have? Or...
There is no pamphlet for here, sir.
No, I'm not talking to him. I mean, she's just saying, like a pamphlet.
basically-
we're
I'm
just trying to
basically-
figure out who the
I'm
fuck this
basically
is for.
trying to say, like, give us a moment so we can address their concerns.
Go ahead and speak to one another in whatever language you prefer. I hear Dwarven, but I don't understand Dwarven. Cadreic and Moldavian I am very familiar with. The gentleman here, I believe, can translate in Elven if it's needed. And we have one person here who can speak Chites if you are from Maelshan, or that is your native tongue. And go ahead. And he steps back. They give you like 15, 20 feet of distance. We'll get the ritual circle ready just in case. And you see him grab a long stick with a metal like tip on the end of it, and he starts dragging to make a huge 15-foot circle. There's a tack and like a prong in the middle so you can make it perfect, and he starts writing in the circle. Giving you guys a moment to talk amongst yourselves.
Right, so did we figure out who this is for yet? I can't understand a word he's saying.
They keep talking
Georgia
about.
would have been giving you a briefing in Dwarven while trying to like.
No
body
name has been
language
said.
as though it was conversational.
I say no name's been said. They're talking about the devoted. He says that it goes way deep into the bowels of this temple. I'm trying, like, some of them look like they might have the bleak. I was trying to figure out if maybe it was linked to Morgashire because of
Morgashire,
what
right.
happened months ago.
Right?
But I mean,
It's the bleak.
listen. I've already undergone one stupid ritual for this group. If we need to, I'll do another
What's
one.
two?
What's two?
That's the worst line. What's two rituals if you've already done one?
I mean, unless anyone else has any other ideas.
Will Cup's like, yeah, I think we double back and we go through the below.
Yeah,
I'm with you on this one.
I'm with that.
Like, look,
I was-
there will not,
just-
I promise, be 5,000 people down there.
I'm just
That's
curious
happy.
if we could get a name to figure out what we're dealing with.
Will Cup goes, what
Hey,
if they
so
don't?
quick
What if they
question.
don't know?
They might
Quick
not know.
question.
They might be keeping it like vague on purpose to give
Devoted
this
to
keeper more
whom?
power.
Do you ask? He goes, oh,
Yeah.
we are devoted to the all-seeing, the many-eyed creature, the one of filth, the cleanser of the world.
Which is referred to by the name of.
Until you are a devoted, I cannot give you that name.
Roll a cult to see if that rings any bells.
Yeah, it'd be a little hard, but I mean, there's a lot of things that could fall under that.
Right, I know, but
So don't ask any questions until you're fully immersed in that.
I just want to make sure that
Can I,
you
try
are
to
cleansed
assist
before
with
they
that
tell you. Nope, it's just her rolling.
Okay.
I'm gonna patch that. That was a 7 on the die.
Okay. One Maria patch.
Guys, I'm trying. I'm sorry.
You
No,
can make
you're-
your
it's all
own
good.
roll if you want, Allie. Georgia can try to make her own roll.
I mean, if they said many-eyed creature, that
I
takes
got
me
it.
back to a couple sessions ago.
I got a whopping 18. So
While the mini-eyed creature sounds like the hive creature that you met, that spectral version of it, the fact that they're saying something of filth and cleanser of the world, that is not tied to that in the slightest.
okay.
But Golthok, that is definitely similar to some of the mythos of Golthok.
Okay.
But it's not cleanser. It's devourer.
But if they're begging for body parts,
They haven't. I mean, according to rumor, they haven't said anything about body parts.
No, but I'm saying, according to rumor, if they're begging for body parts, and this thing's known for devouring,
it's known as the Great Eater. That is the nickname of Golthok.
So, I turn to everybody. I'm like, he's
50 to 1.
describing some parts of it sound like he's describing Golthok.
Are you ready for your ritual? And they've drawn this symbol in the mud on the ground. They've powdered it with like a flower or something so it stands out. They've given you a few moments to talk. If you're ready, those who are willing come in and step on one of the circles. And there's a circle drawn for each person, but if you don't all come in, he says that is fine. This is simply to make sure that there's no maladies, illnesses, sickness that could cause problems once you are in this long locked temple to the devoted.
Can I do a sense motive?
You do sense motive. You could also do a religion on it or an occult. It will give you different things. If you're doing sense motive on him, that's a different rule. But yeah, sense motive him.
Yeah, because like he's talking about maladies or whatever. I want to make sure that that's what the ritual's actually about.
Then that's different. That would sense motive is he lying?
Yes, that's what I mean. Is he lying about what he's saying with
Gotcha.
the ritual circle? That's a 19 on the die for a 27.
Seems like he's being pretty honest. Like that the ritual gets rid of the sicknesses and ailments of a person.
Okay. Then can I roll?
Are you gonna walk over to the ritual and look at it? Because like I said, he made distance. So
yeah, I'm gonna walk over to the ritual circle and look at it. And
just step in, please. Do not disrupt the outside line. Pick a circle of choice. Do not touch the white chalked areas. Those must stay intact for the ritual.
Roll occult to see if I can figure out roughly what this thing does.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm using my second patch of the night.
All right.
My last patch of the night.
All right.
I'm running out of steam.
I know.
Let's go. That is a dirty 20.
It looks like it is a ritual for something like restoration, maybe, but something to remove sickness.
I kind of nod at everyone in case shit goes south.
If you'd like to use
out of Dodge.
one of the victory point cards, I can give you more information, as it would basically take you to the next level in this investigation.
Let's do that, unless there's.
All right, we'll use bears. No, that's fine.
Right.
Use one per. Your guess is if this thing eats people, you don't eat dirty shit.
You want to cleanse your meals. Yep.
That's why you wash salmon before you cook it.
You got it. You wash your fish before you dress it and wash it, man. Unlike chicken. Don't wash your chicken. It's very bad to do that. So they're cleaning people before they enter the temple that has not been open for a long time. If you step across the line, this is just to cleanse you. It'll make sure that you're not ill, that you're not carrying any of the disease from the east, or maybe you have a malady of some form that we can show our value by removing it. The ritual takes a little time, a few moments to minutes, but the group of us will perform it to hasten it, to make sure that your sicknesses are removed.
I'm gonna. Regular leans into Maria a little bit. Like, isn't infection one of Golthok's it's their followers' power, isn't it?
That's true.
Yeah, but if he's eating them, if they're recruiting people and they want them to be cleansed, this would be the way to do it.
Come now.
It's your decision, Maria.
Come now. Well, I mean, it's actually every single person's decision, not Maria's, if you're going to step in the circle. I see.
Yeah, everyone
so
else
Maria
can do
steps in. Who else
I'm
is
stepping
stepping in?
in.
Will Cuff's like, there's no fucking way I'm stepping in. Who else? Out of the rest of you, your friend is obviously looking to clean maladies that they may have. Come join. The winter was long.
So as we were talking, like before we did this, because I was already Kelly's like, I'm doing it anyway. Like the reason is like, listen, if I do it and things go south, and I'm the only one who does it, you all have a chance to bail. He's got a chance to shoot with that Sky Hunter thing or whatever. But at least one of us should do it in case, like, to see what's actually happening. And if you guys don't want to do it, which I get, I'm gonna do it. So that's why that was like the flashback for Maria to be like, F it, I'm walking into the circle.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I'm with you.
you guys can do whatever you want. Like, Maria's kind of encouraging you to not, in case things do go badly, then we know what it is, and we have a chance to escape. But I also don't want them to get, like, salty with us for, like, wasting their time.
Yeah, I mean, they're being patient. They don't seem upset yet. I will say that. They're just
they're not yet
being patient.
Yeah, but I don't want them to be like, we set up this entire thing, what the fuck. So I'm gonna try and do this as like A, information gathering, B, not having them get upset at us for burning their time.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I feel like we know Maria well enough to know that Maria's gonna Maria at this point.
You've
So-
How do
already
you
seen
solve
it a
a
couple of
problem
times.
like Maria?
Is anybody else
First-hand
doing
now-
it?
First-hand experience. Let's go.
Is anybody else stepping in?
No.
That's really probably the most important piece.
Regder is not.
Okay, so
You do see his hand kind of, like, he turns so he's kind of bladed towards them in his right side, and you see his hand kind of pull his coat off
Baby,
the other side of his
through the
new
belief
revolver.
of your one friend going through this, the rest of you will also have faith in what we can do for you. And he walks in and he wipes the other circles away with the stick, like disrupts them. And they start to chant. And it is
So-
not in Kadraic or Moldavian.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, like, as we were doing our like group powwow thing, I turned specifically to Georgia and like see if you can recognize what type of magic they're casting with this ritual. That
Can
would
I-
give us some insight.
Give me a detect magic and an arcana check, please. Or sorry, religion. Not arcana, religion.
Okay.
Because this is divine.
Tech magic goes up and religion. Cool.
I see your friend wonders what we're doing. As they can be getting the chant and they're speaking in a fucking weird language.
That is my third natural one of the night.
Would you
I'm gonna use
like
my
to spend
other
a patch?
patch.
Go, Georgia.
Patch.
What could go wrong? What could go wrong, Georgia?
So I'm guessing it's not Moldovan, it's not Dwarven,
better.
it's not Hollow.
That's a 19.
You
plus
don't
the
recognize the
roll.
language, but they are casting a ritual that cleanses you of ability losses and of disease.
Okay.
And it is
Do
100%
I
those
recognize
two
the school
things.
of magic?
I mean, it's some form of. They don't really have schools anymore. It's divine,
Okay, divine.
divine
Well,
healing.
Isn't there still Primal and
There's-
Arcane and
Yeah, that's what I said. It's a divine one, but it's the tag would be like some form of healing.
Okay.
But I will say when it goes off, it coats her in like a mossy growth, but it's glowing green. She has any maladies? Do you have any maladies or problems or diseases or anything like that? Or ailments?
Not
Maria?
that I know of.
Okay. It glows green for a minute, and then it falls off of her, and she looks exactly the same, and you feel no difference. You did feel like small fingertips kind of crawling over you with the magic, but it was light. It's nothing horrible. And it falls off and hits the ground and kind of soaks
you put your
back into the
canines
mud.
back in when they do that, like hold it in.
Yeah, they
I mean,
can
I guess-
see you fucking doing shit. You're in the middle of a fucking field. It's not like
No,
she's
but
like,
I-
hold on a minute.
Like, no, but like actually though, like when they do it, like does my canine grow back or no?
Nope, it doesn't do
It
any
doesn't
rejuvenation
Alright,
like that. Nope.
That's cool. It's just
Yep.
field testing.
Nope. He says you're welcome to wait in line now. I've spoke with the keeper, and I don't see your name on the list. They are interested in some of the more religious people amongst your group. I see you have a member of the Circle of Pine. If they would be willing to come in and be cleansed to show that there are magics out there that can help besides their own. We could reset the ritual. And all
It
the
is.
chalk is like wet and soaks into the mud after the casting. But you are welcome to wait. And he walks over and he picks up some of the moss and mud and he reaches for your hand. And he
My
wipes a
hand or-
line on the back. Yeah, yours.
Okay.
He wipes a line on the back of your hand and then wipes a circle around it this way.
Okay.
Let it dry. It'll let people know that you're here for the wait.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do any of you, he looks to the rest, wish to also be able to wait to see the keeper?
What language is he speaking?
He would do Kydric and Moldavian, so the whole group could hear him this time. Not knowing who speaks what.
George is gonna give like a quick.
I see. I understand. Faith is fickle. At least weak faith. And he turns and starts walking back towards the line. The other ones kind of piece away, except for the one who originally walked up to you. He walks up to Maria. He's like, "It's wonderful to have you waiting in line." He hands you bread and some meat to eat. Kind of pats you on the back. He says, "You're welcome to wait with me. I'm the last in line. My job is the caretaker. For those who arrive, that is now your job. But don't worry, I will assist you with any new arrivals. And then, if somebody else joins, it becomes their job."
Understood.
Excellent. I'll see you in line. And he turns and starts walking back.
Of course, you want to recruit people. That way, you don't have to do the work anymore.
Yeah, that's every job in every religion ever.
Yeah.
Cutco had it right the
All right,
whole time.
Cutco.
What does the group want to do? Wilcuff goes,
Is this,
well,
is this
should we
an
go?
MLM?
Should we just double back and go find the entrance into the blow? That's what he says.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. You coming?
Oh, thanks for the
So-
sub.
I like wait, and I'm like talking to you all, obviously. So maybe he's hoping that I'm like trying to recruit you guys. Like my
That's
voice is-
exactly what it would look like. No questions asked.
right. So but that's why I'm looking right. I'm like, does this like the moss and like this what he drew on my hand? Does this look familiar at all, Georgia? Like, is this like a thing that
It
other
was
circles might have done?
legitimate cleansing magic.
I'm gonna roll on the moss, Eric.
Okay.
Nature.
Sure.
19. Do I know what it is?
The first thing was there was no moss until the ritual was done. That's number one. They made it. Second,
Okay.
this is a kind of like a bacteria or like fungus to bacteria eating
that's a-
moth. Like it eats filth. Like while they have mud and stuff on them, none of them have disease that you can see that came up. They all look healthy, just tired because they've been waiting in fucking line for 60 days. I mean, probably not all of them 60, but you know what I mean. They've been waiting for a couple weeks each.
So they cast penicillin, is what you're saying.
Sure, true, sure. Sure. Oh, I see merchant card got played.
This card.
A shift in attitude. Those could be important coming up here.
So,
What are we doing?
Like, is it-
Are we doubling back? We need to tell the guy upstairs what's going on.
And I looked at everybody. I'm like, I basically did this as like a fact-finding mission. So we have some
Right.
facts now. They are following someone that may or may not. That sounds a lot like Golthok, except they're being cleansed of diseases when he supposedly, as Regdar said, spreads disease. But he might only be spreading like his particular type of disease. Maybe.
That's a very good guess, Kelly.
So I mean, maybe he doesn't. He's like wiping off the rest of it to make sure that everybody's ready to embrace his disease.
Wilcuff goes, so like if you're going to paint a canvas, you paint the canvas white first.
Right. He's priming.
he
them.
turns and looks at him. He's like, it's more like when you clean your fish before you eat it, I think. If they're going in there,
This guy.
200 people and 4 have come out, that's 50 to 1.
5.
Yes.
5 have come out. It's a huge appetite.
We don't know how many have went in so far either.
Well, no,
We just know there's
200
5,000
last couple
out
days.
here.
One of them said 200. I don't know if he knows.
Oh,
for sure,
okay. I didn't hear
but-
that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
Apparently 200. Apparently
So-
200 have gone in.
Hold on a minute.
5 have come out.
He runs up to the back of the line. He comes back. He goes, that guy's been waiting here for 3 weeks. We don't want to wait here for 3 weeks.
Well, no, of course not.
I know.
Is the devoted still like
No, he went back to line.
close?
They all went back to
No,
line.
I know, but like,
Nobody's
is he how far up was he? Because he said he had to go up to get
About-
him. Could we see how far he went up?
I would say about 500-600 foot up. But he's walking up and down the line talking to people. He's not in line. He is servicing the line. He's making sure that everyone in line has food, water, everyone's okay, things like that. There's a couple of them that you see walking up and down.
Maria, we could maybe bring him back here and just straight up ask him and judge off his reaction if it is Kolthok.
Look, I don't think he's going to answer anybody. Definitely
think
not the
he-
person last in line.
and he might actually not know if they're keeping them
That's true.
clueless.
Well, he's devoted.
He walks
Not
over
the-
to a crate while you guys are talking and starts popping one of the crates open he brought.
Like if you want to go talk to one of the devoted after he came all the way down here,
And he like kicks the container. Let's just sink it from underneath. He kicks it. It's equivalent to like TNT sticks.
So I noticed that he wanted us to know how much he knew by bragging that he knew the languages we were speaking.
Correct.
And he seemed to have this condescending tone to him, like he knew more than we do,
Correct.
and that he's kind of reveling in that. I think now this is
why
the way.
this
This
is
is the way we used to do it back when I'm from.
When and where?
We just walk up there and say, "We're important. Let us in. We need to know what the hell's going on."
And then throw TNT explosives into the door.
If we have to.
we're gonna have to go through 5,000 people. Berg, that's why I was doing this fact finding
No,
experiment.
Yes, and the facts have been found. They're cleansing everyone to be eaten.
Right. So how
I'm
are
not
we
sure
gonna?
you understand what the fact is, mate. Like, it's not. We don't know that. For
I think
sure.
Wilcuff goes. I think the fact is that we are not going to wait in this line. Is that fair for everybody?
No, absolutely
Okay.
not.
Yes.
But
Would you
hang on.
say that also that these people are lost and don't know what they're doing?
I mean,
I'm
what?
gonna-
That's 3 weeks is the most
For
recent
someone-
edition.
For someone who's not related to your family, I seem to be caring more about your family.
No,
Part of
no.
the reason I did this? No, not you, Wilcuff. I'm
Oh.
talking about these two
I'm like-
specifically.
He's like, my family's not here. They're fucking dead.
No. I'm not talking. Sorry, Wilcuff. I'm not talking about you.
It's
You
okay.
two.
It's okay.
And I point to the siblings. I'm like, you two
Your sister's here.
talking about your sister, talking about Golthog. She was talking about him. I don't know about this whole raising the dead thing, but if she's related to this, do you want to blow it up?
Wait.
That's one of the
No.
reasons I agreed to do this.
I don't disagree with that. But we could just use your last name at the door. Right? That's what Burke's saying. We have to be important.
We could
Oh my
use this to
God,
see-
we could just
we
walk
could-
up with the two siblings that this woman wants.
We could use this to see if she's involved
This
by
is a
mentioning
great
your last name. If we mention your last name and they don't usher you to the top, to the front,
He even
then maybe
pointed
she's
it.
not-
He pointed at her.
then what Maria's trying to say and what Kelly is saying is like basically if we use your last name and there's no reaction, then there's probably a good chance that your sister's not involved. If they do anything, they flinch, they try and move you up to the line, they try and convince you to do the ritual again or whatever. If they break what they're doing right now, then your sister may be involved, and depending on how you guys want to handle her, then we can go and figure out, do we want to blow it up? Do you not care about her? Or do you think she's too far gone to rescue or whatever? Or, I mean, this is one of the
And we have an
reasons
exit
I agreed to
strategy.
come here. Yes, but this is one of the reasons I agreed to come down here
I
was
agree.
to help you guys.
Right. This.
I think we
Oh.
use your
Saying
name.
this is. I was. All right.
Look,
You might
look,
not
look.
even have to do that much.
It's not a bad idea. We
No,
can even
it's
use your names
not.
because he pointed at her because she was a circle of pine. But he might be pointing at her because he actually knows who she and you are. Specifically her. If your sister is involved, what I witnessed in that valley, it's pretty simple. She fucking hates her. And if you think her name's not on the, oh yeah, bring her in list, you're out your fucking mind. If your sister's not involved, we don't get let in.
Well,
With 200 people that
we
have
go
gone
down
in
to the
and not
basement.
come out,
We know that your sister's not there. We pack it full of fucking explosives, light that bitch, and we sink it.
Like, however the two of you want to handle this, if your sister is involved, I'm not related. I'm not going to make that decision for you, but I wanted to try and find the information for the both of you so you can make that decision.
We paid to be here. We flew out. Let's go find out.
this is why I was saying if we just bring him over and ask if it's just Golthok, like that would be another. I was trying to do steps
Hold on.
instead of just putting us in between
I understand.
5,000 other people.
I'll go
and the
get
doorway.
him. I'll go get him. The mud doesn't affect me as much as the rest of you. And he
Right.
makes his way through. Comes back about 20 minutes later with the devoted. The devoted shows up. I see you've had your conversation. I was going to make it back by nightfall, but if you're interested, I can gather the rest and she can help with the ritual. I can give her the chant that's necessary.
I'd rather not do a ritual, but
Oh, she speaks. It's wonderful.
I've been speaking in Moldovan.
I couldn't hear you. You've been standing at the back on the platform like you were ready to run. May I ask who the two of you are? I know the new devoted, and the friend here to the left has been speaking. The accent is a little older, and I will say your construct that travels with you, like nodding to Wilcuff, really not what our devoted is working for, but if it is a friend of yours, you're welcome to have them wait with you in line.
Right.
Unfortunately, our schedules are a little bit tighter, and I don't know. I was just hoping to get a little bit of a word in with my sister, Claybell. I
Is she in
don't
line?
know.
And you
if
say
you're
that, and he
affected.
stops. She is not in line. She is definitely out bringing people to the line. She is the reason that a good chunk of these people are here. Many of the cities and villages she's visited have heard the word and have sought out the temple.
Understood,
Just so we're clear, he's speaking in Moldovan. Like, just to be clear, I know you said that we had to, do the thing and get inside and all that, but
To enter the temple, you must be cleansed, correct? We cannot have
Right, no.
ailments or sicknesses inside a place that has been locked for over 400 years.
that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I'm just curious. Is this temple to Golthok?
It is a temple to the cleanser of filth and ailments. Yes, Golthok is once a great and powerful keeper of wouldn't be healing. He would say of the people. He sought out ones that were sick within homes and in villages and removed disease and famine by providing food and ointments and healing. He was a great healer back before the Sundering.
See. All right, so the Claybell's not here.
I would not be at the whim of that information. Last I knew, she was making her way to Merrifield, I believe, to find more people to be cleansed.
See. All right then. Well, I mean, we kind of came to see her, so if that's
May I ask your names?
Regder, Barak.
I see. And you, ma'am?
Georgia.
I see. And he reaches down and reaches into his robe and pulls out a small journal and starts flipping through pages. And he flips like a
Got a gun.
bookmark. He flips a page and he goes, well, if you wish to wait in the foyer and are interested in the cleansing, I would be happy to let you in to wait for her. But the ritual must be done before you can enter the temple.
Just
All
gotta
right.
throw your weight around.
Well,
Brick's like, fucking
you.
told you.
yeah. All right. Well, thank you for the information.
Your friend is fine from the cleansing. Why do you fear it so much? You're not a man wearing a religious symbol or icon. It's no different than magic being casted on you when you are sick, ill, or wounded.
Yeah.
Your
Well, everyone
sister,
has to be cautious, you know. We live in difficult times.
well, in Moldavia,
I thank you
the
very
keepers
much.
are seen as people who help of divine introspection and healing and ways that we can't summon and do without them. Why would you look past as a druid of the Circle of Pine? You should understand the belief in magic and miracles.
George is trying not to roll her eyes.
Are you not a caster? Are you not a mancer? Do you not have spells? Am I wrong in the assumption from my notes?
Well, I have spells, all right. I'm just a little, don't worry.
Could I see what it says about me in there?
No, this is a private book. Do you show your journal to people?
Well, sometimes if they ask if their names are in it.
You are not telling the truth. No one shows their journal to people, as many deaths has been made over private information. And you're not even devoted, and you haven't even been cleansed.
My friends are stubborn. I apologize.
It is very obvious. But if
Alright,
you wish
well-
to be cleansed, I will let you wait inside. And that is skipping a line of so many. You would be looked to as a source of knowledge if you are really family members to her.
Okay,
Hey.
let's get this over with.
Oh, I see. Excellent.
Well,
He raises
you for
up
the
3
information.
fingers for 3 people to come down. Maria, if you're interested, I would like your assistance in the ritual.
Of course. Because, and like as I get
Your sister
as I-
said yes. That's why I'm fucking making the ritual symbol right now.
Right. Well, and like as I get ready, like I'm standing behind him, right? But I'm like smiling, but like that smile, hopefully, like at least the siblings would recognize.
oh, I see it.
Is like the smile of like if things go wrong, the whip's coming out.
I'm just gonna fuck this shit up.
Like it's not like she's like, oh no, I'm totally gonna help. Like she's like, oh yeah, I'm helping.
So,
In Dwarven, I'm gonna say. In
Bert's like,
Dwarven,
"Oh my
I'm gonna
God,
say.
is this her heel turn? Is this where she goes bad?
Because he's always suspicious of people. Yeah. I
Uh,
think I throw Burke a wink because he doesn't know any better.
what are you saying,
in,
Drew?
in Dwarven, I say to Georgia, I'm like, "Are you fucking serious?"
I don't think we have any other options right about now. We came here to do
Well,
something. We're getting
we
our
do-
fast pass.
No,
They're
we
gonna have
found out
eyes on
who's
us
here,
now that they
what's
know.
here. We know that she's not here. Let's go with Plan B and blow the fucking thing up.
We can do that once we're inside a whole lot better, saving these innocents out here as well.
They're just drawing this sort of
Do it. All right.
chanting.
Is this your decision? Is it you're gonna do this and go wait in the foyer for her?
Yeah, well, I didn't want to, but I figured that was going to be our only choice right about now. And besides, now that they know who we are, it's like walking around with a target on our back. If we say no, we don't want to go in, well, then we've just become public enemy number 1 to all these 5,000 people, most likely.
Ma'am, if you would
Yeah,
like to step into the circle, we are ready.
That are weak and haven't eaten in good in days, and we can just step on this platform.
He stops you.
go
He's
up
like,
and
that is not
leave."
true. I have fed these people. They are fed 3 times a day. None of them are malnourished. All of them are healthy. That
He didn't
is
speak
a
Dwarven.
misconception. He immediately speaks Dwarven when you do that.
Okay.
So
Todd was right about a lot of stuff with this guy. He's like, I know
Yeah.
these motherfuckers. They've been around for hundreds of years.
Yep. So while that's happening, like while they're arguing and I'm like helping with drawing the ritual and stuff, I turn to Wilkoff and I'm like, Wilkoff, can you just make sure that we bring all of our gear with us? I don't want it to be left behind when we're waiting in the foyer.
Oh, no worries. No worries at all.
Because I'm asking him to like make sure he brings the
No,
explosives.
Maria
He's
says
already
that-
painting like vegetables on the side of it, so it looks like a food box.
Perfect.
God damn it. Maria says that, and Gregor just goes,
Well then, ma'am, if you would like to step in on behalf of a member of your sister's second
all right,
family.
throw another
She
circle
says
in,
that.
I guess.
She says second family. I would be happy to allow you in. And he draws the first circle, draws the second circle, and then looks to Bert.
Oh, second family, because this is the first family now, and we're the second. Great.
Oh man, that means I'm closer to her than you guys are now. And Maria says that out loud to like kind of like help sell the idea that she's in it to win it with this cult.
Burke, are you? He points to Burke and says, "Are you or your constructed companion joining us for this cleansing?"
Well, the pilot stays with the ship.
You're the
'Cause I
pilot.
kind of have a feeling he wouldn't be. Oh, the other.
No, he's pointing at Wilcock.
Yeah, he's pointing at Wilcock.
Oh, Wilcoff. I see. I'm not thinking of him as mechanical.
He goes,
Sorry.
"Me either, buddy," and he's
He's a
kind of
little boy.
elbows you. Me either.
I mean, it's a little too obvious if they try to backdoor magical control over us with this basic ritual. And even then, I know at least one of us would make it through. And I'll look at the guy and I'll say, like, and of course you understand that if shots are fired, the first ones are in your direction, right?
Well, I would expect if mistrust is what is in your blood, then yes, that would be what someone would say. I have no weapons on me.
All right, let's do this.
Draws it again, draws another circle, puts you all in. With that, Allie, I need you to make me a will save.
What I thought. Cool.
We'll get to you. Drew asked of me, and I said, we'll get to you.
Oh, thank fucking God.
Are-
I was
Are
fully
you
expecting
are
an
you
actual
are
one.
you happy with it, or would you like
I'm
the
happy.
one that
That's
gives you an extra?
29.
Do you want to make it a 30?
Yeah,
We'll give you.
absolutely.
We'll give you. What is it? At a cost? Isn't that the one that gives you the bonus?
Mm-hmm.
We'll do an at a cost. We'll use the one from Allie. You can use one for yourself, so that gives you a bonus.
Okay.
30 is high enough. You do feel some magical property on you go away.
Oh, what?
Drew, I need a save from you.
Will save?
Yep. This is probably the most important one out of everybody. But you got, I heard you say something. It wasn't good.
I said patch.
Okay, Regdor, what'd you got?
I rolled a 7 the first time, rolled a 3 the second time. So 13 total for will save.
I would like to ask you, out of everyone who is present, who dies?
Out of everyone who is present who dies?
Everyone who's here, who dies? Out of everyone who is currently present, in the circle and in the ritual, who dies? Pick whatever you want. Yeah,
no, he
well, I'm fine with
said-
that
he
too.
said everybody,
If you
yeah.
want it to be devoted, it can be devoted. It could be someone who is giving bonuses, or not bonuses, but helping the ritual. It could be one of your own teammates. It's your choice. I think you know why.
Who's leading this ritual?
The devoted.
It would probably be him then.
Okay. To end our show, as the ritual goes off, you feel cleansed and feel healthy, Burke. Nothing's wrong. Nothing happens to you. For some reason, Georgia, there's like a a release of something that has felt weighted for a while and you didn't realize it. Like almost like going to a chiropractor. Like you suddenly feel good again. When you all look to Regdor, his fingernails have grown out of his hands, out of the circle, and pierced holes through the man's throat and chest. And they grow back, like reduce back to a normal size. And it wasn't one, Regdor, it was all of them. As the man is coughing, he starts to bleed into the circle. I need everyone to give me a reflex save who's in the ritual, not casting it, to get out of the circle before it is corrupted.
Does that include me?
Nope, you're 100% fine.
Okay.
That was a 19 on the dice for a 26.
Okay, you jump out in time. Burke?
28.
You jump out of time as well. As the circles erupt in this black, web-like shadow, Drew's character disappears for a moment. And we'll end our show there. So with that, everybody, I'm going to have to talk to Drew privately again on camera. Does anyone have any shows going on this week?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Kelly's like, just getting healthy. That is what I'm doing this
Getting
week.
over COVID.
Yeah. Thank you for powering it through 2 shows. Anything with Todd? Got anything new? Allie, anything new?
No, I'm dumbfounded. Sorry.
All right. Allie, dumbfounded.
Well, next week, next Tuesday, because it's the first of the month and we're off, and also it's an earlier time slot, you guys can join the Southtown Comic Crew for
nice.
Community Night. So some little party games, Jackbox games, fun things like that. And also, God fucking damn it, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
The rest of the group, take your headphones off, wait in the wings for a second. Drew and I are going to have a little private conversation. Drew, you know what this is about, my friend.
Bye. I do.
Okay, I need you to make a second mark. 2 fingernails are now long.
Which ones? It was the index and what?
Now it's the index and the pinky. Because of that, if you use unarmed combat and you make physical contact with somebody through a punch, they once a day you can force them to, you basically have a focus point. 1 focus point. You can spend it and force them to make a will save, or they enter a state of nightmares. With that state of nightmares,
that's one per long. That's once per long rest.
Once per long. Yeah, I think focus comes back that way, but we also have cards to get focus back. Nobody has
right.
focus
So
on the show.
It's just a focus point.
But you, yes, it's a focus point. The will save is your class DC, like normal. When they are in a state of nightmares, all your damage is 1 die higher to that person, because they are scared of you. They see nightmares, they see fear, they see you as a creature of horror.
So, like, D6 goes to a D8?
No, just add another
goes to
die.
a D10?
No, add a die. Add a die. It's more
Okay.
closer to like Vital Strike. It lasts for 1 minute, and yes, it does stack with Hunter's Mark. With that, you see images of horror and nightmare around you as it bursts into this black. When you disappear for a moment, you step into the nightmare realm, just briefly, and you come back out. With that, you have the focus, the ability, and now, anytime I need you to make a will save versus the person who's done this to you, it's at a -2, 1 for each fingernail.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, everybody, welcome to the show. Wade, bye, Drew. Yeah, as I thought. Thank you for joining us, everyone, for another Ethauntia Superstitions. It's about to get wild as they enter the Golthok Temple. I have a lot of stuff planned. One of my favorite monsters are here. Drew, think about all the things I've said and the creature that would be here based around it. I'm sure you have an idea. No secret time tonight. It's the last day of the month. We have some people who are ill, but I will be on Discord if anyone wants to play some games later tonight. Join us over at the Discord. Lots of tabletop, lots of video games, and I'll see my Dream Knights tomorrow for another Ethauntia Living City. That's it for us. Over here, there's going to be a video to watch. On this side, there's going to be subscriptions. Thank you for joining us, and remember, like always, the tides will find you. Night, everyone.